here we are, episode 158. Lou and Mark went over the 100-episode mark. And, well, we're moving on, heading to 200. And on this episode, we're going to talk a little about Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds and their new album, and maybe a little about them. And we have You Make the Call, 45 Polka, This Day in Music, and I think Mark has an article. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show with The Wrecking 2.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, man, for that wonderful introduction as usual. Well, I'm in a better mood this week, so welcome to the podcast. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. I'm so glad you can attend. Come inside, come inside. Yeah, the whole Oasis thing, well, I'll talk about that when I bring on The Wrecking 2. I'll give you an update on that. And, well, yeah, last week was kind of crazy. We're running a couple minutes behind this week. I got a lot going on. I have a lot going on. I got this. I got my other veterans podcast. I got my foundation that I'm running now that's booming with veterans, and people want to be part of it, and it's a beautiful thing. And I got the Unheard Foundation that I'm still a big part of, and I got a new studio spot. It's fucking amazing, and I can't wait to tell these guys. Let me bring them on. First of all, let's bring on. Who do I want to bring on first? You know what? You know what? I'm not going to change anything.
Hey, man. Oh.
What's up, buddy?
Everything. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good to see you start off a show for once.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I know.
Last week was different.
You weren't last week.
No,
yeah.
But
yeah, you had obligations.
Yeah, I hopped on at the end.
I see you back
was
in
that
France
the week
again.
before?
I see you back in France.
Well, yeah, I changed my. I'm in a different area now.
You're in another hostel.
It's a cafe.
it's a hostel cafe.
Yes, it is. It's a hostel cafe.
They must be voting for Trump, Lou, if it's a hostel cafe.
Anyway,
moving on.
I
think so.
People are looking at me funny here too.
So.
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Bafangu.
Okay. And now, without further ado, let's bring on the one, the only
Little Marky Smith. Little Marky Smith. Little Marky Smith.
Beta fucking.
I'm not done yet.
What's up, buddy?
Beta fucking mail to you. What's
hey,
up?
listen, you can gaslight and play it down and do all you want. I don't care anymore. You can try to own it all you want. It doesn't affect me. I know your strategy.
Aren't you going to ask me how I'm doing?
I love you, Mark.
Did.
To me, you're not a beta male. Like I said, you're the dude. Just stand behind me, right, Lou? Just fucking stand there.
Don't say
a word.
Alpha glow.
Yeah,
the problem
you're a
is
fucking giant.
The problem is you're only up to here on me.
That's fine, and that's what I want. That's what I want.
That would be a good album cover.
It gets to the point where it's just like, just look tough. I don't even need you to be tough. Just look. Exactly. Don't look at me like that.
There you go. Yeah, really.
Jesus.
Got the money. I got your money, man. I got your money.
A little crazy there.
And I didn't shave.
So yeah, the Oasis update. Well, I sat on that fucking thing from I don't know, I logged in actually before I went to bed. I got up at 3:30 and I was still logged in, but it froze, right? And so I just hit little refresh. Nope. Boom. That was it. The kiss of death.
Yeah.
And then it began. The queue. And I sent you the text messages as proof. And Jack sent me a little message saying, you failed, you suck. Jack actually tried. And well, look at, I can't say that I didn't try to. I'll pay my debt when they come to America.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
I'll have time to save up money by then.
Don't feel bad. My son-in-law has family in England, and he was on, and he had like 7 people in his family in England, all trying. None of them could get tickets. So
Big problem with the with Ticketmaster. Big problems.
Again.
Yeah.
And we didn't know so many people would try. Well, you should know. I mean,
Yeah, big problems with them. I mean, again, we can get into their monopoly. There's no doubt about it. Live Nation owns them, and they're the 2 biggest ticket agencies. Where else can you buy tickets, right?
Yeah.
Except for the box office. And well, how many do they actually have? Do they even get enough? You know,
like Oasis, they're not going to have any because they're not going to let you buy them at the box office.
the only tickets you could get at the box office were special like arrangement tickets, like for disabled people or however it worked. But that I read that thing. They said if you need those, go to the ticket office. Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
I'm in Boca Raton. I'm special. Like Chrissy Hine once said, I'm special.
You can use your fingers.
By the way, she hated that song. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Really?
I heard that. Yeah.
What didn't she like about it?
She goes, what the fuck is a Detroit lean? She goes, I just don't like it. It doesn't make sense to me.
I guess she didn't write it.
No,
She wrote it probably.
No, she evidently I don't know. She didn't, because why would she write a song and then try to put it out there and you know how it goes.
Well, she put it out there. Maybe after she put it out, she's like, what was that really going on about here? Yeah. Detroit lean can mean something.
We know what it means.
Like
Detroit lean is just like anything. Like, we used to call the Italians when I was growing up the Vinnies, right? And the Vinnies would drive around like this.
Okay.
Always leaned
leaning off to the
armrest.
side. Yeah.
Yeah. Leaned off to the side. The Vinnies.
Yeah.
Right?
The Vinnies.
Because
okay.
every Italian was named Vinny. Even if his name was
come
Tony,
on.
we called him Vinny.
There you go.
Just saying.
Or Guido.
Just saying. The Guido thing was good, but it was always Vinny. Hey, Vinny, what are you doing, huh?
Yeah, like the other one was there was like a just generic character called Vinny Boom Bots.
Yeah, that was
used a lot. That was
Rodney Dangerfield's doctor. My doctor, Vinny Boombots.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Vinny Boombots. Yeah. Love the way they talked. It's like, and they probably still do this day. Hey, Ma, throw me down the stairs, my keys. Hey, Ma, pass me across the table the salt, huh?
A friend of mine heard some guy in an apartment either below or above saying, Ma, give me that gun. Like, whoa. Move. I swear to God, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Come on.
So that's the update with that. I found out yesterday I got my new studio, and this is going to be a fucking legit fucking studio. Right?
Yeah, the space.
My new space.
Studio space.
It's right in the middle of like prime property, like prime real estate, right in downtown Delray Beach, right on the main boulevard on the second floor. It's a beautiful, it's kind of a box. It's just walls, which is perfect for a studio. I don't need windows.
Right.
Is it a one-room building? Just the whole building?
This is a fucking, like, I'll send you a video of this place, man. It's crazy. Like, you go in and it's like an art gallery. It's like there's a restaurant downstairs. And these are called like C-suites. These are like really hard to get.
Is it shared space, or do you have your own to yourself?
It's my own, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
That's
because
sweet.
the guy that's hooking me up, the owner of Willow and Palm Construction, the president of Willow and Palm Construction, calls me yesterday. He's like, hey, so we're moving, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Maybe it's not, we can't do it yet. Maybe it's going to be down the road. He said, well, I was thinking, instead of building you a studio inside the new location, I'm just going to rent. I'm going to continue to lease one of the offices, because they leased like 5 offices up there in this spot. And He's like, I'm just going to lease one and it's all yours. It's like, what?
Wow.
And this is like, you come to this place, you're like, this is fucking legit. This is legit. Like, let's go downstairs, and it's hopping at night. It's a great place, great spot, man. So I'm just blessed with that.
Awesome.
And
Congratulations.
yeah. And so yeah, the One Man One Mic Foundation. If anybody wants to donate, you can go to the onemanonemicfoundation.org. There's a donate button there in case you want to give it. It's helping me work with veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And I went to a veterans network thing. It's this in the county over, and like met all these people. Hey, I want to be on your podcast. I don't know how to podcast, but I want to start a podcast. And they're all veterans.
Cool. Great.
So it's gonna get really busy really fast.
Yeah.
But it's all working. It's all working. So
Good.
I've been a little behind. Did you like the intro? Did you catch the intro?
Yeah.
It was kind of different.
It was very loud at first, though. I'll say that.
Yeah. I did that on purpose. I raised the volume on purpose. That gets people's attention. Boom.
Yeah, but you know what doesn't get my attention?
What?
Patty Assey said good evening, but you didn't put the messages
Oh,
up.
shit. I don't have the chat up there.
I just saw it.
I'm always forgetting something. Hi, Patty. I love you, Patty.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for always being there for me. Forget Mark and Lou. It's
and
all
good
about
evening.
me, Patty. It's all about me. Don't
All right,
you
see ya.
guys forget that. See ya. Gotta go. So yeah, tonight we're going to talk a little about the new Nick Cave album, right?
Oh, yeah.
And very, very interesting album. And yeah, so
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
what the fuck was that?
You tell.
Who's that?
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
We need lighting.
Does his mic work? I don't even know if his mic works. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Hey, Vinny, does your mic work?
Yeah, we gotta get the microphone. Let's see.
No, that worked out perfectly with
There you
the
go.
emergency broadcast system.
Yeah,
We got a little Godzilla.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go. Right. There he is. There he
What's
is.
going on, fellas?
All right.
Hey.
All right. Does somebody want to introduce this guy who just broke in with an emergency? I don't even know how he did that, but he broke into the podcast. This guy. Does somebody want to introduce this guy?
I guess it's up to me, isn't it?
Well-
That's the lighting is better. Okay, out there in TV land. That's my brother Anthony Ciccio.
Hey, there he is.
What's going on, fellas?
So, guys,
Nothing.
you've met Scott. That up top, that's Mark Smith. Whose son?
Scott's getting all his toys out here.
He's getting it all.
Oh, yeah. I start dancing. You put that in. Yeah.
Enough of that.
I get it.
Whoa!
That might be the biggest introduction in the history of Milk Crates and Turntables. He got it all. He got all the sound effects.
Hey, I didn't expect the emergency broadcast, but I was going to play "Cities on Flame" that Lou used to sing, and I figured Godzilla.
So who wants to give us a little background on the Ciccio brothers in this? Well, me and Mark just sit back and enjoy. Mark probably knows more than I do about the Ciccio brothers. I did see a picture of them earlier.
Yeah.
They played in the band together. I saw a picture the other day that Anthony. Do you go by Anthony or Tony? Anthony, good.
I like
good.
my son.
Good.
Just like my son.
That's your real name. Good.
I know
Fucking
him.
Italian shortening shit, making a name out of something that's not even in the word.
He also goes by
You
the
gotta
name
kind of
Nestor.
pull some letters out to get Tony, but okay. All right. And he sent me a
Where do
picture,
I go by Lou?
and it was They look like the Van Halen brothers back in like 1979 or something. It was like, I was like, holy shit. There they are. So
In tuxedos.
what's the history? What's the history of you guys? The bands? What's up?
It all started with me.
Let's talk about me.
That's good.
It all
And
started with you.
change that story real quick.
So let me ask you this, Anthony. Was you started the band, and so the story goes that when Dwayne Allman started the Allman Brothers, right? He got Greg. Like Greg was the last one he brought on, and so people would be like, "Oh, it's only because he's dragging you along," or he needed a filler somewhere. It wasn't really like, hey, you're my bro. Let's do this first. Like, you and me start this band. Greg was the last one he brought in, Greg Allman. So how did this work between you two?
Time, Lou's 3 years older than me. Really, best drummer I've ever played with, hands down.
Hey.
And I played with a lot of drummers. It's just the way we lock in, and it is an Eddie and Alex thing.
I'm smarter than Alex, though.
What's that?
I'm smarter than Alex, though.
Much smarter. I'm smart.
I know things. That's my line.
I've heard interviews.
We started out playing, Cream and Southern rock, and the first show that we did, we're playing "Flirting with Disaster," Motley Crue. Yeah, right. Molly Hatchet. I get them confused. It's the same. But Lou and I, we really just locked in and brought in our brother Todd. But
coerced, more like wheedled and cajoled him into the band.
Great.
He was a little reticent about joining the band.
Lou using the big words tonight.
That's right.
Reticent.
But before we actually played in the band, Anthony and I, our family had a roller rink. So in between sessions, we would play in the skate room. What we do, we'd smoke a lot of marijuana across the street in a big sewer drain pipe.
There you go. Now we're getting down to the brass tacks.
He'd bake it and get apple juice, get all baked up, and then we go back between sessions like our dad didn't know it, and we would jam out. But we had a ritual before we were even in the band.
All right.
Which one, Lou?
There was Purple Bear.
Right. Which escalated to our biggest hit, Chester the Molester.
God, that was terrible.
That was the biggest hit. What was the name of the band, first of all? What was the name of the band?
I'll leave that to you.
I wrote on a wall. Lou and I did murals. We were both into art and painting and stuff. And I wrote this thing down, Philocinium. And the worst choice of a name, but it was great when we're doing progressive rock, doing Rush.
Yeah.
We could have done a Blue Oyster Cult show like nobody's business. And we practically did. But we played Carnival 9 by Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Nice. Right?
That's Hocus Pocus.
Boy,
That's
you
Hocus
really
Pocus. That's right.
you
Yeah.
offended us,
I'm not an ELP guy, all right? Okay. I got what Carnival 9 is. I know it is. Carnival.
Come on, get it right.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never
That's what I
ends.
say at the beginning of every episode now, right? Yeah. Look at Lou's very disappointed in me right now.
No,
Look
I'm
at the
not.
look on his face.
No, I'm not. We had a song
Hey,
called
Lou,
so
this is only a few hours in the making, how we snuck this up.
Oh, I guess Scott must have come to the deli.
No, I haven't gone yet. I've been there. I've been there off and on in the past, and I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to get the best chicken palm sub I ever had. So,
Or the Florentine.
what's that?
How'd you get in touch?
Oh, that you'll never know. We're not going to tell you that.
Oh,
you don't
okay.
need to know.
I'll get it out of him.
Hey. But this is what I wear behind the counter.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, what do you want? You want chicken parm sandwich? You want fresh mozzarella? You want provolone? Which one?
There you go. There you go. That's
Are you
what
on
I'm
your
talking
phone?
about. I'm a provolone guy, actually. I'm a provolone guy.
Provolone.
Provolone.
Yeah. Hey, now you said that's the worst name ever. I have to beg to differ in this case. The worst, and I mentioned this, and I actually played a clip from this band on the show, and it didn't get copyright snagged by YouTube because the name of it's a Japanese band, and the name of the band is the Bathtub Shitters.
They didn't know
Fucking
what it
worst
means.
name ever.
Oh
That
man.
is-
Or it's the greatest name ever. I can't make up my mind.
That's
The
pretty bad.
bathtub shit.
With philocinium, if you looked at like philo like as a prefix means like love of, and we took sinium to mean like multiple sins. So we were trying to be like evil and cheeky.
Isn't that you look back, you're like, oh, this is fucking. What were we
I
thinking?
was
We were
just-
trying to be
well,
all like
well,
clever and cool.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
it was kind of snarky. It was also the 70s. Rock and roll was bad boys.
Yeah.
But we'd get these like Catholic school and gigs and stuff. We were like, "What does your band name mean?" Well, it means lovers of many sins, sister. It's just we just have it means nothing or like none of your business. But we played a Catholic at Our Lady of Mercy in Park Ridge, New Jersey, in the auditorium, and we were playing this Blues to Cult song called "Divine Wind," and it's like, if he thinks we're the devil, then let's send him to hell.
And how old were you guys? How old were you guys?
I was probably like maybe 21 maybe.
Okay.
At that point,
I'm 3 years younger, so booking these gigs, we're playing, really some controversial, like most of Blue Oyster Cult,
Yeah.
which was a
Yeah.
huge influence.
Yeah.
But we would do like extended
Can't get enough.
songs. Oh yeah, but all offensive to
Yeah.
Career of Evil by Blue Oyster Cult.
Nice song. Good song.
Yeah.
So back in the 70s, that was the thing. Like when I was in middle school, right? Or junior high, as we fucking called it.
Yeah.
It was like there was junior high dances. Like they were literally like, and there would be a live band playing. And it was like, it was the bomb. It was during the school year, it was like, I think it was every Saturday night or something, or every Friday or Saturday night. That meant you had to go get someone to buy for you. And you got that bottle of orange sugar called Tango, which was supposed to be a mix of, vodka and orange juice. But
Screwdriver.
that's the shit you drink when you're older. You're like, God damn, how did I not have diabetes? And then you got these idiots that would buy the Southern Comfort and always like without fucking fail, they're going to puke. I read a good meme recently that said, I remember the days when I would tell my mother I'm going to sleep over my friend's house, when in reality, I was dying of alcohol poisoning in the middle of a field.
Been there.
We've all been there. Yeah. So the band started, right? And then you got this thing moving and you starting to pick up a little, I guess, local momentum, right?
Yeah. Our first gig, it was Anthony, our older brother, Todd. He's 3 years older than me and myself. And Anthony recruited two young classmates of his, or about 2-3 years younger than you, maybe, right? At least.
Talk about coercion.
On guitar. Yeah, really. So a bass player, Kevin Humphreys, and Chris Amalar played guitar and keyboards. Two very talented guys, super talented guys. But they were young and they were so corrupted. We just corrupted these young teenagers. It was bad, and their parents were so sweet and so nice to us.
It was fucking rock and roll, baby.
It was rock and roll, Scott.
Rock and roll. Live it.
It was a ton of fun.
I was gonna say, so isn't that the thing? So people that are in, guys or ladies, everybody that's in a band, I've never been in one, but I can only imagine that, at first it's great, and then it breaks up, and then you think at a point in time in your life, yeah, we were okay. But then as you get a little older, you're like, that was a lot of fucking fun. Like you really do you look back and appreciate it even more because you did it. Like you literally did it. You played shows, you played live, you got the crowds. According to Anthony, I did a little pre-show interview, Lou. And,
no shit.
Because I didn't know. He could have been a wild card or not.
Yes.
But evidently the girls were running wild. And sorry, I got to say, from what I was told, you got the cast-offs. But I'm just that's what I was told.
Of course, you heard that.
And I'm sure you didn't mind, even if you did. Maybe
I was like Dennis
didn't.
Wilson, the Beach Boys. They used to flock my drum kit.
There you go. So let's hear it. Who was pulling? Who was shooting fish in a barrel? Which one of you was shooting fish in a barrel?
We all did rather well, actually. I was single for a great deal of philocinium. And so, but at one point we all had steady girlfriends.
Okay.
It's
and those gigs on the side didn't get in the way of anything. Like there was no like lived a life. What the fuck? Who cares? None of that. You were good, solid boyfriend.
This is the way. Way it works, Scott.
Yeah.
Our brother Todd, phenomenal, great looking guy, phenomenal voice, great shape, could do a backflip. Did not engage. He did not have sexual intercourse with that woman. And Lou, I mean, I was doing my thing quite successfully. I might add.
Yeah.
But all the girls loved Lou.
Oh,
He would strip down out of his spandex pants into a pair of Speedos.
No.
No.
I did that on a dare. No, I did that on a dare. I didn't do that. That wasn't a regular thing. I always kept my
Are there
parachute.
pictures of this somewhere?
No, if there were, they'd be destroyed. Someone dared me to put a red Speedo on and do it. So I did.
And he jumps over the drum set. Not the most successful, but you did it twice, Lou.
My legs are too short. I saw Clem Burke of Blondie do that on SNL. I'm like, I can do that. No, I can't.
So what was the so you guys, how long was the run? How long did it go?
I mean
7?
There was a Philo version too when everyone quit one by one because they couldn't deal with Anthony. So
I was too demanding.
Were you the lead singer? Were you the lead guitarist, lead singer?
On version 2.
Yeah, all of us sang, but Todd,
we all sang.
Todd, set of pipes on that guy. We need a break. And we were doing the Blue Oyster Cult stuff. He would sing the Eric Bloom. I would sing the Buck Dharma. Yeah, I'd sing, I'm burning for you. And, Don't Fear the Reaper and all the Buck Dharma stuff. And it was a really good Blue Oyster Cult show. But there was a bunch of dudes looking at us, with their arms folded. And I thought it would be a great idea if we did a Van Halen show. And our member, Chris Amalar, he was studying, and he still to this day, he's never had a job outside of music. Phenomenal musician, best guitarist, best musician I've ever sat in a room with. He's that good. And I think he's tuned in right now. He went to William Patterson, got his degree and everything. So Lou, Todd, Kevin, and I, Kevin Humphreys, we did a Van Halen show. Talk about fun. I mean, I'm in the ladies' room with a wireless, right, Lou?
I didn't know that until recently. The most fun were parties.
Okay,
after parties. The house town parties were the fun. They're the most fun.
Oh, playing those things, yeah. There's really no pressure at that point. There's no they're just there. I've seen people with shitty acoustic guitars get a lot of attention at parties. Yeah. People don't give a fuck. They're just happy.
Yeah, we were good. We were a good tight band though, and we were fun though. We're a little undisciplined, but that was part of the whole thing. But our first gig was at Anthony's high school. It was this pop cert, and we rehearsed a little bit. So we had the original lineup of us, and it was kind of funny. I say this with all humility. It was Philomania. We were all nervous and shitting our pants. We're scared. We never performed before.
Yeah.
And it was in like the school theater, and it was packed, and the kids flipped out. My father was there, and he's like, okay.
Not a dry seat in the house.
No, but I mean, I got asked for my autograph that night. I'm like, you gotta be fucking.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
Look
at that. Somewhere that autograph is floating around.
My father saw that. He went, aha. So he tried to become like Mary Wilson of the Beach Boys with he wanted to manage us, but he was just plus we were out of control. But he wanted to manage us, but he wanted to book us as a nice clean cut act, which is what we weren't. Never could be. But it was fun. But I guess I bet maybe 4 or 5 years maybe in total.
All right. Was there ever a reunion? So what was the end?
There has not been a reunion.
What was the end? What was the?
It kind of just flickered, I guess.
Ran its course.
Well, yeah. So we did the Philo version 2 with a bass player named Rob Littauer, a very eccentric man. And so we did that. That's when I started getting into the prog stuff because he was a big Rush head, and I wanted to become a better drummer, and that helped a lot.
I couldn't sing that shit.
Well, what the hell, man? But you acquitted yourself good. You know what I mean? It was, but certain things, like you said,
Fly away from here.
So was the other version with Kevin?
Right or wrong, Lou? None of us were getting laid out of that stuff.
No, it's true.
You don't get laid out of Rush music now.
Nope.
No. So what was the final? What was the final? What was your swan song? What was the final concert?
I think it was at the Bergenfield roller rink.
Yeah,
I think that might have been one of the last. We're going back, Sylvia. I think that I booked us into another roller rink owned by a friend of my father's, and we got paid that night. I remember, but he was disappointed with the turnout. We had some equipment problems, but I think that's when I brought the cardboard cutout of Burt Reynolds from Smokey and the Bandit on stage when you were playing your 45-minute guitar solo. I went out to my car. And I had this guy. I
completely forgot about that shit. Next thing I know, I got Smokey and the Bandit. He's got the white suit on and the hat. And
I had time to go out to my car.
I was ready to commit suicide because I had to play I'm Alone Again Without You by Dokken. And I said, I don't want to play this shit.
We played that.
Yeah.
You see, there's things we forget. I mean, I don't remember playing that. We did some really Whitesnake.
I was in an elevator, actually in a paper suit, and I'm only kidding. And I heard this Asia song. Only time will tell. You're leaving now, and I'm like, we used to play that.
Oh shit.
We played Night Ranger.
I remember we did Night Ranger. Yeah,
that's a good. Don't
tell me you love me.
Don't tell me you love me.
Okay, that was a hit. Yeah, that was a hit. That's somewhat of it. It was a popular song.
And I'm pretty sure I did say I'm not going to play Run with the Devil ever again. I think I put my foot down. I said I don't want to play it. I can't play that stupid for that long.
You can't play that stupid for that long.
But I think we're like 86 or so. I think.
All right, so 86 was it. That was your last waltz at the roller rink.
Ooh, I was a junior in high school.
Could have been.
All right.
Wow. And you were not there, and you did not rip your pants.
No, that was in Zion Lutheran School.
86. I was graduating college, getting ready to go in the Air Force.
Yeah. Dude,
you went to Zion Lutheran, my friend?
K through 8, all 9 years.
Oh. Did you leave?
I'm not
speaking German?
Yeah.
What's that?
Did you leave speaking German?
No, I refused to learn it.
Exactly, me too. I had Frau Heilinger, and for some reason or other, Lou went to Don Bosco Preparatory High School, and my biggest fear was that I was going to have to go to that all-boys school. So instead, my evil stepmother sent me to Zion Lutheran. Bad move. And they left me back to go in there. I had the smokiness hottest. She's still in the bank, if you know what I'm talking about. German teacher. The spank bank. We all know what that is.
Oh, stop that.
No interest.
Come on.
No interest.
She wrote me home on my last day of school. I speak no.
You're overdone.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I couldn't learn it. It was just too foreign to me. It was, yeah. They tried. They tried to drill it into me.
That was my condolences, my friend.
Now
I got the crap kicked out of me.
I went to public high school after I went to Pascack Valley, and I came into public high school a year behind everybody. I didn't know any science. I didn't know any math. I was like, it just fucked me in high school, but
that was the only time he got fucked in high school.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'd love to fucking talk about these New Jersey Catholic schools and Mormon schools and
Lutheran,
German schools and Lutheran schools. But listen, hey, Anthony, you want to stick around? I have a whole bunch of you make the call things real quick. We got to do 45 poker first, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, Anthony's in the game. All right.
Hey, how come he gets to play guitar?
Because he's a guest.
Anthony, I got yelled at for playing guitar on the show. I'm not.
Well, it all started with Jack. I get.
Yeah, his best childhood friend Jack. He can't.
Not my best childhood friend. I fucking can't stand Jack. Anyways. Anyways, all right.
Favorite drop the bus and let my brother Jack up.
There you go. So this is how we do it, Anthony. I take out 145 for each of us, and I'll do it again. And then the second round, just like dealing cards, and then Mark finishes it off. The best 3 45s wins the game.
Yeah,
So,
I finish everybody off.
yeah. Well, there we go. All right, we're gonna start off. We'll start off with Anthony. What does he pull out first? What do we got? Okay. From Arista Records, Dionne Warwick. I'll never love this way again, or
Ooh.
In Your Eyes. I'll never love this way.
That's a big one.
Big hit.
All right, there you go. All right,
Big
let's
hit.
go to Mark. Here you go, Mark. From Atlantic Records. Atlantic Records.
Zeppelin?
Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
gone.
Ooh.
Oh, good one.
That's a biggie.
Yep, that's yep. All right, here you go, Lou. Let's see what we got.
Some unknown R&B song.
Yeah, come on. Bring the shit. Bring
The
the
Dickies.
garbage. From RSO Records.
Bee Gees.
RSO Records.
Clapton.
Andy Gibb. Love is thicker than water. Love is thicker than blah, blah. Still a hit.
You are
It was, yeah,
heaven's angel.
Yeah.
That's a biggie. That was a big hit.
Yeah,
too.
that was a hit. All right.
3 big
So
hits.
now it's my turn to pull the shit fucking
Bring on the
45. From Avco Records. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, I don't know. The Stylistics from Avco Records. Like the funky, little sleeve there.
One of my
The
favorites.
Stylistics. You Make Me Feel Brand New.
Shit.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. Round 2 coming up. Here you go, Anthony. I think this is there's no real winner right now. She's gone, maybe? I don't know. All right, here we go, Anthony. You got 20th Century Records. 20th Century's looking. All right, well, Stephanie Mills. What you gonna do with my lovin'? What you gonna do with my lovin'? That was a little disco hit. Yeah, it had a little bit of legs for a minute. So he's got Dionne Warwick and he's got Stephanie Mills. All right, here you go, Mark. Let's see what you got. Okay. I think we've had this one. We've had all of them. This is from I don't even know the name of the record company. Motown Records, but it's an old label. Smokey Robinson.
Smokey.
Baby, That's Back at You.
Oh, yeah. I had that last time.
I had it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we
Moderate
go.
hit.
Here's mine. Come on.
What about me?
Yeah,
Oh, this is Lou's. All right, good. Because I felt shit on this one. So.
You always miss the drummer. You know that? You always forget
and you
the
know
drummer.
what?
Everybody
and you know
does.
what? I'm glad you pulled this card from me, buddy.
I took a hit.
Johnny Taylor, Disco Lady.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. That was good in the club and maybe that local disco channel that we all had in our cities, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, did you like disco? Honestly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
I grew up in a roller rink with a freaking mirror.
Look at I always say this.
Yeah.
The best fucking produced music was disco music. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to produce. Like it made it sound easy, but a good disco song is pretty complicated.
Back then it was played too. It was involved.
Yep. There's a lot
people.
going on in a disco song. All right, here we go. Here's mine from Atlantic Records. Dionne Warwick, Then Came You. All right, I'll take it.
That's with the Spinners, right?
Yep. And the Spinners. Yeah. All right, Mark, you pull the last one. Here we go.
All right.
This is for Anthony. This is going to make or break you, Anthony, right here.
Spinners were little people.
I'm broken.
All right.
I'm broken anyways. It doesn't matter.
All right. The Monkees, Stepping Stone, or I'm a Believer. Those are 2 hits.
I'm a Believer.
Wow.
I think that's a big one.
I mean, I'm a Believer is a bigger hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one was the bigger hit? Do I have to
No,
I'm lousy.
Whichever one you want to take, but I would think that I'm a Believer is a bigger hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a believer.
Right. I'll believe that. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Mark,
up next.
Stop feeling the braille on the fucking
Planet Records, the Pointer Sisters, Jump for My Love.
Ooh, that was a hit.
It was
an
a
80s
yeah.
hit.
Not, getting personal. I don't like
The
that
fact
song.
that you own that is a little disturbing, but okay.
I told you these came from
Sure they did.
the diner in Westwood.
Oh,
Diner.
that's right. You got the diner. That's right.
Jump in.
Yeah. You got the diner 45s.
Yeah, they smell.
That's so
Yeah,
great.
smell the pasta. All right.
Smells like killer ham.
Who's next?
Me.
Would be Lou.
What? Come on. What is this shit? Who's next? Everyone's forgetting me.
Your brother comes on and totally overshadows you, Lou. What's up
I
with
guess
that?
so.
Lou, I'm sorry
What?
about this one.
Anthony he'll never be invited on the show again. Lou will make sure of that. Lou's going to have a contract.
I didn't invite him
a
in the first place.
stipulation, a contract stipulation. I will never be overshadowed by my brother again.
He's an alumni of Zion. Leave him alone.
Okay. All right. If you say so, big guy.
Yeah, not a big guy. All right, classic.
I'm only 6'4". It doesn't matter.
Classics 4: Mary, Mary, Row Your Boat, or Traces.
Traces, big hit.
All
Traces,
right,
okay.
all right.
All right.
I'm not writing these fourth picks down, so I hope everybody remembers them.
Well, I got mine in front of me.
All right. And Scott, you're last.
Yep.
Pacific Gas and Electric. It's
be a hit.
either Stago Lee or Are You Ready?
Either one.
Not to be confused with the Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Stagger Lee.
No, Grateful Dead Stagger Lee.
No, Nick Cave does the best version of Stagger Lee ever. No one says
Hey, wasn't this show
motherfucker
supposed
in
to be
music better
Nick
than
Cage?
Nick Cave. Nick Cave, yeah, we're going to
Cage.
talk about
Oh, I thought you said Nick Cage.
Page. Yeah, I know that guy, Nick Page. Yeah,
Little Nicky Coppola.
fucking good. Nicky
I couldn't
Page,
find
he's
any
good.
albums by him.
He's good. He's good.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm a little wired.
Well, who's the winner?
I forgot what I had.
All right,
You
Lou.
got shit. You got Smokey Robinson. That's back at you.
No, that was Mark.
No, that was you. Okay, you got Johnny Taylor, Disco Lady,
I had Disco Lady.
and Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb was the
Love
first
is thicker than water. And Mark pulled what?
Pacific. No.
No,
That was me.
no.
Classics. Classics 4.
Traces.
Traces, yeah. And Anthony had Then Came You Make Me Feel Brand New, and the Monkees. I gotta give it to him.
Then came boom.
Because then Lou, you didn't. Yours were okay. All right,
You're right,
Anthony's the
you're
winner.
right.
That's what I'm gonna say.
There you
Anthony's
go.
the winner.
Hey, he won.
There you go.
That's cool.
But you wore out all your applause when you came on the show. I don't have any more for you, so you don't. You don't get that.
We have a new guest.
What's
Scott's
that? You won?
going to
Yeah.
send you some hot sauce.
I'm going to send you that hot sauce that I never got. So, yeah. Yeah. That was my original sponsor. I had a big fallout with them because they never sent me hot sauce. And when they did, it sucked.
Ah,
Anthony, ask for a Marvel statue. Marvel
Ooh,
statue.
yeah. See, right back there. Yeah. Life-size statues, buddy.
who the hell's Chris Amalar?
Test these guys
Come
to
on,
see
man.
who knows more about Blue Oyster Cult trivia. Uh-oh. All right.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Let me see some. We might. We're
Last
going off
week
script
was
now.
Zebra and ELP trivia for me. So
All right.
Where's
Let's see.
Perry now? Perry
Yeah.
loves Blue Oyster Cult trivia.
hey Perry, let me text him.
Let's see what we come up with. Let me see. Whenever I do this, I don't know if this even multiple choice 10 questions. Let's
What
see.
was the first name of the band?
Yeah, it's usually like that. The clock strikes 12 and
The
moon drops burst.
Out at you.
Out from the hiding place. Which song is that from?
Astronomy.
Astronomy.
We both know that.
I think Lou answered first. Okay.
No. He didn't.
All our
Hit the buzzer.
Mark, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Me neither.
All right, number 2, question 2. All our times have come. Here, but now they're gone. Which song did that come from?
Oh God!
Don't fear the Reaper.
yeah,
Don't fear Godzilla.
no, don't fear the Reaper. There you go.
That was easy.
Godzilla.
Number 3, death comes sweeping through the hallway like a lady's dress.
Fire of unknown
Song.
origin. Fire of
You
unknown
suck,
origin.
Lou.
Fire of unknown origin. There you go. Who's keeping track of who's got what? All right, number 4. Well, I'm up there beside the magic man, and he laid some tricks for me.
Shooting shark.
Yeah. Yep. Lou got it.
We
All
might
right,
have
in
some
which
latency
song
issues.
did Buck Dharma say that he was living for giving the devil his due? That's easy.
Burn it for you.
Yeah. Even I know that. And I'm not a fucking Blue Oyster Cult fan. Worst
I used
concert I
to
ever
think.
saw in my life was the Black and Blue tour.
Black and blue.
Fucking Dio with the Sabbath just
Don't start. Don't
that
start.
was
I
a
love
big
Dio with
mistake.
Sabbath.
All right, he picks up a bus and he throws it back down. That's Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I just pulled these, so I don't know how challenging they really are. I have this feeling that luck is none too good.
Black Blade.
Black Blade it is.
Wow. Good.
Yep. How could I fool you? Rest and assure you. Oh, Anthony disappeared.
He disappeared.
What'd you do, Lou?
Oh, anyway, let's bring him back on.
I texted him. I said, "Get lost. Get off the show, man."
Get out. Did Anthony just put the penalty box?
Penalty box. Where'd you go, man?
Did he just put himself in the penalty box? What happened to my screen here? Oh, shit.
He's on a phone like Mark Perry and I were.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, when we first started
let me
the
see.
podcast. Oh,
Well, all right. Where was Blue Oyster Cult formed?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
That's
It is.
Stony Brook College, I think.
All right. Let me see.
Softballs.
I know. I'm just listen. I don't fucking know.
You're like an 80-year-old man throwing out pitches here. You know?
The Black Blade one was pretty good.
Why
Yeah,
am
that
I
was-
telling you that? See, I tried to.
Erectus.
Fucking Chris Almont gets me in trouble. I'm trying to fucking do what and I get this, and now I'm getting shit on. I don't know.
Chris Amler, didn't he play with David Bowie?
I don't know. You know what? No, I'm gonna put myself in the.
The inmates have taken over the asylum.
So Anthony, I gotta tell you
Let's put on
something.
a show, kids.
What's that?
I gotta tell you something. I was like a real fair weather BOC fan, but when I joined
Oh boy.
Perry and Lou's podcast, Lou got me into BOC big time. So they put out a box of all their albums, every album, all the major label albums up to Club Ninja, and there's an extra with rarities, and there's like it's like a recording they made before their first album at a pizzeria in Rochester. It's fucking incredible.
I'm not laughing at you, Mark.
What?
Say them loud. Ask them which Philistinium songs broke the top 10.
All of them. We had 2 million
The
hits in
top
just
10
2
what,
short
at the
years.
roller rink?
Oh my God!
Oh, where I split my pants.
I think our number 1 was Chester the Molester.
We had the top 10 at the local roller rink.
That's
That's
right.
how we fucking rolled.
That was the
Oh
best
my-
fucking roller rink.
Can we divert for a second? I have a cassette tape of one of those concerts. It's been of part of. Well, I have unearthed some old cassette things in the last year when I unpacked a lot of shit. So
Ooh,
yeah,
I think I need
we
to
have some.
remaster.
There's Philo. They need some help. Actually, they need
Yeah.
to be transferred. Yeah.
I could help you.
All right, listen.
Okay.
Blue Oyster Cult were previously known as Soft White Underbelly. Do you ever watch those videos on YouTube? Soft White Underbelly? It's fucking phenomenal.
It was
You
them.
got it. This
It was them
dude
back then.
This guy just decided that he was going to quit whatever he was doing, and he goes out and like he went up into the fucking hills of what do you call it? Where all the white poor white people up in the Appalachians.
That's where I live.
And he interviewed a family in there. Like he go in the street and he has them like come into a studio. Like this dude has touched the lowest of the low in society to the high, and he just asks them these questions. It's fascinating videos. Soft White Underbelly. But that's what they were known for. What name came from the quote and who said it? From a quote, who said it?
Oh, was it Aldous Huxley?
Nope.
Patti Smith?
Nope. So the name
Wait, Sandy
Soft
Pearlman.
White Underbelly came. I'm assuming the question is where did Soft White Underbelly come from? Who said it?
I thought it was a writer.
It was from a quote.
It was a quote. Yeah, I don't know.
So the options are William
probably
Shakespeare, Winston Churchill, Bob Dylan, or Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar
I think
Allan
it's
Poe.
Winston Churchill, actually.
I say Edgar Allan
I
Poe.
do think I know that. I do think I know it's Winston.
What were the other two besides Churchill and Edgar Allan Poe?
William Shakespeare. That's the name of the interviewer.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, okay, moving on.
I'm gonna say Shakespeare. Who was it though?
I don't know. It's not telling me now. All right,
Oh.
hint. Let's get a
What a
hint.
horrible moderator. Jesus.
It was Winston Churchill. I'm right.
It was Churchill.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all flight on the
it was a speech that he made, one of those fireside speeches. See, I know things.
Yeah,
Who's
man.
credited with suggesting adding the umlaut to Blois the Cult?
Richard Melzer.
Nope, not even an option.
The comedian.
The umlaut.
Richard Belzer.
Is it an umlaut
Alan
or
Lanier,
an umlaut?
Sandy Perlman,
Sandy-
Eric Bloom, or the Record Company?
Sandy Perlman.
Let's see.
That sounds about right to me.
He was our producer. in
Sandy
lyrics.
Perlman. Okay, manager. He was the manager, right?
Yeah. And
I'm
he
gonna
wrote
ask
a lot.
one
He
more.
wrote
I
a lot
gotta
of
move on
lyrics.
from this. This is fucking killing me. Blois the Cult. See, I try to please the audience. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, Chris.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was for you.
We're
I'm the
being
one that got put.
You're right.
I got put in the penalty box. Who did Blois the Cult's drummer Albert Bouchard perform with in The Brain Surgeons? Dee Ramone, Arthur Kane from the New York Dolls, Lenny Kaye from the Patti Smith Group, or Ross the Boss from Manowar and Dictators?
Oh, there's a. It might have been him. I don't.
I'd say D.D. Ramone.
I don't think Didi Ramone. I'd be shocked if he did it. I know the band, but there was probably a whole bunch of different people. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
you know what? It's not giving me the answer, so we're fucking done with that.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck them. Okay, here we go. You make the call. You make the call. All right, Anthony, we'll start with you. What do you like better, classic rock or modern rock?
I'm gonna have to go classic because I don't like anything I'm hearing.
Okay. Mark?
Classic.
Like, it's kind of a no-brainer.
I like
Lou?
some modern rock, but not much. But like a lot.
Now,
more
modern rock
classic.
is more like from the 90s on, I think. I'd call
Yeah.
that more modern rock.
I'm a lot
Yeah,
more
I was
selective.
going to ask
20
that.
years ago. What's that?
I was wondering what was considered modern.
Yeah, I'd say it's the 90s on,
Okay.
you know. I think we'd all say classic rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guitar solos or acoustic guitar riffs, Anthony?
Guitar solos.
Well, of course, right? Mark?
I'm a Jeff Beck fan. What do you think?
There you go. Lou?
Guitar solos.
He said acoustic guitar riffs.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're good.
Yeah, I don't know. This is fucking Chat GPT. What can I tell you? They
Stop
do ask
using that.
interesting questions. I'm fucking busy.
Use
I'm
your
doing
mind.
shit. I'm running a fucking foundation. I'm losing I squeeze this shit out, but
Hey,
nothing
guys.
gets in the way of milk crates. That's
At
what-
least Scott's happy this week. I had to deal with him last week. Oh, shit.
Oof,
That was a
don't
rough
start.
one.
All right, Anthony, let's go with live rock concerts or studio albums. Which one do you like album-wise? Live,
Studio.
studio. Mark?
Oh, it depends on the band, but I think I will go because I'm a Grateful Dead fan that likes their studio album. So studio.
Lou?
I'm a studio cat.
I like studio too, but you know what? Jack's the guy I started the podcast with, Anthony.
Jack's
Big
awesome.
live music guy. So is Dave Phillips, King of the 45s. Loves the live versions of stuff. He always says it's better live. So I find that interesting. I can't listen. Like, the only real live album I listen to is Made in Japan. I just can't. I'll listen to that before I listen to the studio version of Smoke
Case
on
in
the
point.
Water or
Case
Space
in point.
Truckin'.
Don't Fear the Reaper. There's
Yeah.
a ton of live versions of it. They're all good, but it doesn't beat the studio version. The studio
doesn't.
version is perfect.
No.
You know,
All right, Anthony.
Hey.
Rock ballads or hard rock anthems?
you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to be talking to me. There's nobody else here. You talking to me? You talking to me?
Sky Parlando on me?
The face.
Yeah, I'm
Rock
not going to go
ballads
with.
or hard rock anthems?
All right, anthems.
Really? Okay. Mark?
What was the question again? And Anthony was about to make a profound statement, and you interrupted him.
Regarding Don't Fear the Reaper live,
Yeah.
we used to do it in A minor. It was one of the first songs that I ever performed, that and Astronomy in 9th grade. I forced the guys to play it in B minor, which is like putting a capo on the 2nd fret.
I didn't know.
And Mr. Amelar still hates me to this day because I wanted to bring the vocals up so we could harmonize. We had 5 guys singing and playing it in B minor. He says, that's one of the things I hate you for.
Fucking hate you.
The saddest of all keys.
It's very sanguine.
Mark,
Lick
rock
that
ballads
love
or rock
pump.
anthems?
Rock ballads.
The track record of rock ballads since the 1980s is pretty bad, so I'll go with rock anthems.
All right.
Yeah.
Lou?
What's a rock anthem? Like, Come On, Feel the Noise.
Yeah. Yeah, like isn't "We Are the Champions"? Isn't that an anthem, a rock anthem?
Yeah,
maybe
as opposed to like Sister Christian being a rock ballad, or
yeah.
I guess I'll go with the anthems.
I'm going to change mine to ballads because I'm thinking there were good ballads in the 70s.
Fuck you! You can't change your answer. It's too late.
All right, that's it.
It's moved on. So you got one wrong. You're wrong. What did you pick? You picked anthems. You picked anthems.
Fucking asshole.
I gotta go.
Oh, I'm
not a big ballad guy. But there are some good rock ballads out there.
There are.
All right, Anthony. High energy rock or more melodic, straight like regular rock?
Melodic.
All right. Like the Rolling Stones got some melodic songs, right? Then you got the high energy like AC/DC, right? Lou, Mark?
Nothing beats a good Zebra album, melodic rock.
Okay. Lou?
Yeah, I lean toward that too, I think.
Melodic rock? Yeah. I'd go with that. Heavy metal or punk rock? Anthony, I think we know this. Well, heavy metal, not rock and roll.
Yeah.
Heavy metal or punk rock?
Heavy metal.
Metal?
Heavy
Where
metal.
the talent is. Yeah. Heavy metal, that's where the talent is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Punk.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, I guess it's a taste thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was never a big heavy metal guy myself.
Me neither.
I really wasn't.
Heavy metal, I don't like.
Yeah, I never really. So I got to go with punk. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Let me see. Oh, this is we're talking to some. This is what do you prefer more? What do you prefer? Like more like classic rock, like, and this is related to the first question. Bands like Led Zeppelin or newer bands like the Foo Fighters. So that goes back to the first question. Anthony, what would you rather listen to, Queen or AC/DC?
Foo Fighters.
That was random. Queen or AC/DC, Anthony?
Queen.
Mark?
You know my answer, Queen.
Lou?
AC/DC.
Me and Lou are always on the same page.
Yeah,
90% of the time, me and Lou are on the same page. Mark gets destroyed every time we do this.
That's why I'm second introduced every show. I get it.
But on my phone, when I text you guys, it's Mark and Lou. See, I give you guys equal time. Jeez.
If I'm going to lose out to anybody, I'm honored to lose out to Lou. Okay.
Stop sucking up.
I am
all right, here you go, Anthony. This is going strong vocals or powerful instrumental. So an example is, say, Freddie Mercury music, big vocals, or like more like Jimi Hendrix, or say like stepping with very heavy guitar.
Yeah, let's go with Freddie.
Big vocals, strong vocals.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Tough one, really tough. Because I'm a prog guy, but even prog has strong vocals, so I'll go with strong vocals.
Same.
Strong vocals.
Yep.
You
can't.
Yeah,
you're gonna go with vocals. I know you.
Yeah, that's true.
Scott, when's the last time you listened?
I'm not a big Queen guy, but this is just the example they used. But
when's the last time you listened to YYZ from Rush?
Does Geddy Lee, is that strong vocals?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Anthony. Rock from the 70s or the 80s?
80s.
With authority. Says it with authority. Mark?
I'm a child of the 80s, but I grew up with my sisters. I got to say 70s is where I go more, but they're both good. They're both good.
Good Lou.
That's tough. I mean, to me, the 80s was up to a point. So I say 70s.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Anthony, these two guys, like, see the chairs they're in? They're like
Lou got me on
old
this.
people chairs. Like, they got these big, comfortable. They can't sit in like a regular rock, like an office chair like this. They ended up Lou's rocking back and forth. Here we go. Okay.
Lou was in a bed with tissues, and it looked like an inhaler and some Vicks. And you said one of the funniest things, like,
"Oh, I was in a hospital bed or something."
Oh, Jesus!
What did he say?
That was you. I was in the living room. It looked like I had like medical supplies next to me. Looked like there was an oxygen thing and like medical. You're like, Lou, are you in hospice care or something?
All right, let's see. What do we got? Okay, Anthony. Southern rock or glam rock?
Southern.
Mark?
I'm in both.
Southern.
Okay. What do you want? Lou?
Call me the breeze.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go with Southern rock. Yeah.
I'm not a big glam guy.
rock fits like a purpose.
T-Rex is cool.
There's certain times that glam rock is good, but it's
Yeah,
like
part of my
if you're
teenage
gonna listen
years.
to it constantly, it's definitely got to be, yeah. So let me see. All right, which one do you like better? Concept albums like The Wall, or a hit-packed album like Rumors? Anthony.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, The Wall.
So you like concept albums?
Yeah.
That was the question. Concept albums over albums that have like 5 hits on it.
Concept.
Concept, Mark?
Concept and The Wall is probably my favorite concept album.
Lou?
Not to be promoting, say, crass commercialism, but if a good record I like has some radio songs on it, I'll go with that. Because I have no concepts myself. I'm conceptless.
You're conceptualist.
I
was-
gotta go.
I was
I like
conceived
a
and
good
that's about
concept
it.
album, but I'd rather have a hit-packed album. If I sit down and listen, I want to hear. And I always say on albums back in the day, they would say what? Say there's 10 songs on an album on average. On average,
Yeah.
5 on each side. If you got 4 to 5 good songs out of that album, that's a fucking good album. The way I look at it. Concept albums can get a little too convoluted for me. You know, we're talking The Wall. That's like the
Yeah, sure.
fucking concept album. The Who were great at concept albums. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be into the concept. I mean, 2112, some pretty high.
I never liked 2112.
I like some of the songs. I didn't care about the concept. But,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I didn't care about the concept.
I think you're safer with the hits.
Story. Yeah,
You know?
Tommy had an interesting conceptual story. I think it was just more, even in discussion of it was more. I think someone just felt it was more interesting. You right there,
Right.
buddy?
Me?
Did he just drop out? Who, me? Yeah.
Oh, he's pushing
Hey,
it.
here
He's
I
got his
am.
guitar. He's pushing it. You're gonna get
Uh-oh.
kicked off, man.
Uh-oh.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Don't play the
All
guitar.
right, let's see.
I was
Let
going
me
to play
see.
YYZ. Come on.
Let me get my guitar. No.
You're not allowed.
All right, Anthony, what do you like? Grunge music or alternative rock?
I go alternative.
Alternative, Mark?
Yeah, I'll go with alternative. It's more interesting.
All right. Lou?
Wasn't grunge considered part of alternative?
Yeah.
No,
the point.
they broke their own ground, man.
So, what do you consider alternative? And
Alternatives like
in the-
Jane's Addiction and, REM was alternative.
Cure.
alternative. I'll go
The
alternative.
Cure was
How
alternative.
about Blue October?
God, I forgot about them.
I walked into
Got me.
B&S yesterday, and like every other song is Blue October. And I'm like, this guy's got what a voice.
Yeah.
You know, that to me is
Anthony,
alternative.
this is going to be an interesting one, Mark. Here we go. We go. This was made for this show right now. This question. All right, Anthony, what do you like better? A killer drum solo or a shredding guitar solo? This is what came up. Look at what we got. What's the answer? I think we know the answer.
Come on, guitar.
Come on. You know what it is. Mark?
This is tough because I've always loved drums. So if you said Neil Peart, I'd be like, of course, the drum solo. But most drum solos were an excuse to go get a beer, especially in the 70s. Whereas guitar, Rick Emmett, Rock and Roll Machine, that's one of the best 8-minute guitar solos. I'll go with guitar solos.
I think we know what Lou's going to say.
I think
Drum
when I think guitar solos, I just think Burt Reynolds.
solo. Here we go. Bringing it full circle, buddy.
Hey,
I mean,
what did
although
you
I'm
do with
not.
that cutout?
I have no idea. Oh, I do remember we shot out with paintballs and a BB rifle. I was going to say, I don't even like drum solos.
Yeah, I don't even like
I
drum
mean, like,
solos. Okay.
they can be interesting. I've seen some of the older guys like Buddy Rich. 3 minutes. I mean, 3 minutes tops. But anyway,
All right.
Yabba dabba
So
doo.
we're gonna say you
My,
like the
my
guitar
answer.
solos,
No, my
right?
answer is Burt Reynolds.
So both of them can be fucking. Both of them can be
Tedious.
annoying. Both of them can be tedious. Both of them could be like that. One I don't think is any better than the other if they're not good, right?
It can be. It
Like
just,
Moby
I don't
Dick.
know.
Moby Dick, you would look forward to seeing that drum solo in concert. There's no doubt.
And Toad. Oh, so Scott, here I got a good point. When the masters do the drum solos,
Yeah,
that's one thing. Seeing even in the
Right.
jazz realm, Buddy Rich. I mean, the guy was a freak.
yeah,
But it's like people who are not on that level, the drum solo, like some club drummers and stuff. The redundancy kicks in. I'm talking about
Yeah.
me.
Right.
I have such an attention issue. I'm like, shit. What am I doing?
So I can make an observation. There's two Canadian power trios, Rush and Triumph. Rush, obviously, Neil Peart smokes out Gilmore because Gilmore's drum solos were the "Are you ready to rock and roll?" Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But when Triumph, when Rick Emmett did his guitar solo on Rock and Roll Machine, if you've never heard it, it's a tour de force. He's playing unaccompanied. He does jazz. He does heavy metal. He does everything. I looked forward to that as much as I looked forward to Neil Peart's drum solo, and I never got tired of Neil Peart's drum solo.
Yeah.
Most
Hey, you
drum
know what I
solos are
found
good.
out today,
It's a rarity.
Anthony? You know who lives here in Boca? There's some rock
Nico
stars.
McLean.
Really?
Yeah, Jason Bonham lives in Boca.
Oh, shit.
Some guy from what's your heavy metal group there, Mark? With the guy that
Porcupine
flies the
Tree.
plane. No, the guy that flies the plane.
Iron Maiden.
I
Maiden.
think it's a guy from one of the
Nico
Iron
McBrain.
Maiden guys.
I think it's
McBrain.
Nico McBrain, the drummer.
Lives in Boca. That's
Did I
what
say
it is.
Nico McBrain?
I don't know who the
You
fuck
did.
that is. I'm not a heavy metal guy.
He's Iron Maiden.
I
Very,
love
very,
Iron Maiden.
He is he
very
the one that
handsome
owns,
man.
Is he the one that owns what is it, Rock and Roll Ribs or something like that? There's a
Yeah,
restaurant here.
Rock and Ribs.
Rock and
Oh,
Ribs.
wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I got to go to Boca. I think I
No,
got to
this
come
guy
down.
today was telling me that I met at this veterans networking thing, and the guy's like, "Yeah, he lives in Boca." He's like, he starts rattling off these people, these rock stars that live in Boca, like out here, out west, where I am. Yeah, because this is where the
cool.
rich people live. Sorry, just saying, just saying.
That's why I'm in Pearl River, New York, because
That's
I'm
why.
poor.
That's why West Boca separates from Boca proper. We're like, no, we're West Boca, motherfucker.
That's why I live with the
The
crackers
mean
in
streets of
Appalachia.
Boca. No matter where you look at it, it's the mean streets of Boca, right, Anthony?
Won't you come up my way? Huh?
The
Won't you
mean
come up this
streets
way?
of Boca.
All three of you guys
Okay.
got pretty mouths, I got to tell you.
Oh my God.
All right, let's see. What do we got? Do we let's do a couple more. All right, do you like rock bands with male lead vocalists or female lead vocalists?
Me, Mel.
Yeah. Mark?
That's a tough one. I love Heart, but majority is male. I'll go with male.
I'd say so too.
I love female singers for some reason. I just
You love
like
their
them.
mouths.
I do too.
You love their
No,
mouths.
well, no one has a mouth like Carly Simon. I've always said, you know that, Anthony. Carly Simon is the greatest mouth in the history of music. Greatest mouth. I'm fucking. They'll tell you, I'm infatuated with her mouth. Well, now she looks like an old guy, but she's not really. She looks like Steven Tyler, actually, or he looks like her.
Kind of
Like if they
does.
sat next to each other, they'd look
Yeah.
like sisters. Yeah.
Right.
But in her day, she had the best mouth in music. Sheryl Crow has a good mouth too. See, now Mark got me on the mouth things.
I did it. I sneaked that in. Yeah.
Pay attention to it. Pay
And I
attention.
still I disagree with
Great
Sheryl Crow.
Great mouth. She has a good
Well,
mouth.
but like Veruca Salt and all that, I'm like, wow, that's cute and all. But all I'm looking at is her mouth. I'm not hearing nothing.
You know where Veruca Salt came from, right? The name
Yeah, it came from
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Yep.
The
Let's see.
Oompa Loompas.
All right, what do you like better? Guitar duels like Lynyrd Skynyrd and kind of how the Eagles had it going for a little while, or harmonized vocals? And the Eagles could do both, actually. Harmonized vocals, Anthony, or guitar duels?
Harmonized vocals.
Mark?
I'm not a fan of. I like to hear one guitarist going crazy. So yeah, I'm going to go with harmonized vocals.
Ditto.
Yeah, I think we'll make it a clean sweep. Yeah. When it's done well, it's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Beach Boys did it great. They might be, I don't know, would you say they're the best harmonized, like
top 3. I mean,
Top 3.
You know, I mean,
Top 3.
Yeah. I mean, even some of these bands, like Sweet was kind of glammy, but they were rock too. But they had the same thing like Queen had. You know, they had those stacked harmonies. You know, and harmony singing is a lot different. Some people think they're singing harmony, and you're just singing the melody in a different octave. You know, it's harmony. I find it's not as easy as you might think it is. And it's but when they do it well, it's great.
All right, Anthony, vinyl or digital?
Analog.
When you say digital, what do you mean? Like an MP3?
I'd say an MP3.
Oh no, because like if it's CD to me is the best.
Or
But
a CD. So I'm saying like that. That's digital. CD is digital.
all right, so Steve Wilson of Porcupine Tree said the CD will show you most accurately what they heard in the studio. So I'll go with digital, but not MP3. No MP3.
Right. Lou?
I'd say CD player because I don't have a
I'm
record.
not done yet.
Mark
you
jumped
are.
right past you. Yeah. See?
You're mocking
sorry.
you
Mark does that.
shooting in the loose crap. Name of that band?
I don't know. I did.
The
You're picking
bathtub
up.
shitters? The bathtub shitters, greatest name or the worst name? I'm still torn on that one. I'd have to go with vinyl. I just love vinyl.
Oh, vinyl's great.
Yeah,
I love vinyl.
I love the sound of it. If I had a choice, and I have a record, I have a turntable. I get some nice clip speakers. I got a Marantz
One back
receiver.
there too. Yeah.
I pop it on every once in a while. Yeah, and it just sounds. I guess because it's what we are. Our
I've got
generation.
Deep Purple on vinyl here. See,
Yeah,
Deep
our
Purple.
generation was raised on vinyl, right?
Yeah.
So it's more. There could be a nostalgia thing to it also that
And
just
Scott,
makes it.
I have
yeah.
the best record cover ever. Love Beach from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It
Oh,
doesn't
that's
get better
gay.
than
Why
that.
do you keep
That's
showing
gay. Yeah, yeah,
It's pastel.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Emerson, Lake, and Glory Holes. That's what they are.
Oh,
And since they're English, the
Not
hole
good.
in the
No, there is
record is the
something wrong
glory
with that.
hole because they're English.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Here you go, Anthony. Would you rather attend a small, intimate rock show or a stadium show? And we'll say good seats. Small?
Yeah.
Mark?
Small.
Lou?
Of the phobias I will admit to, large crowds. Large crowds fuck me up. I won't go. I won't go. I can't go. The rest we can discuss this some other times. Okay.
Yeah, intimate.
I'll
Probably
call
about
you.
8 months ago, I went and saw Nick Cave up in Boston doing his own thing. He had the bass player from Radiohead was with him, and it was in this theater that probably had like, I don't know, 2,000 at the most, maybe even less than that. And it was really fucking tight. It was really tight. And those crowds are different. Those crowds are quieter. They're more into the music. They're more into listening. There's not, you don't really have opportunity to be an asshole. You're going to get called out if you do, Now I've been to like these small like theaters, like the Orpheum Theater in Boston. I saw the Cult and, the Pretenders, and those opportunities to kind of go a little crazier. But yeah, definitely.
Small theaters are good. It's the stadium,
the Jackie Gleason
arena
Theater
stuff.
down in Miami. It used to be Fillmore. It was Fillmore South or something like that. They call it Fillmore East, I think.
The only time I like an arena, if it's a band that has a show like Pink Floyd, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm at the point in my life where I don't want to fucking sit in the nosebleeds for anything.
Yeah.
For anything.
You know who always sucked in an arena was Rush, because Alex Lifeson had this very chorusy guitar sound. So when you saw them live, it was very washed out. It was hard to hear them, good.
Let's see. All right, Anthony, you like listening to music in your car or on headphones?
Neither.
Okay. So I guess when you're driving, there's you got NPR on or something, right?
No distractions. It is too crazy here. It's like no, I want to hear what's going on around me with all these hot rods coming down Federal Avenue, and I don't like sticking anything in my ears.
Okay. Well, we just got another calicchiophobia. Things in my ears. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. What about
Don't
over the
hurt me
ear
by them.
headphones like these? What about over the head headphones like over the ear?
I'm good. I protected my hearing. I made a lot of other people deaf,
Oh,
but
mine's fucked up. My ears are ringing right now from tinnitus. It rings 24/7. I get that ringing in my ear. At night it gets louder too. It gets louder at night. It's not pleasant sometimes. That's why I'm manic sometimes. I guess the fucking tinnitus is driving.
Yeah, blame the tinnitus. Blame the
Blame the
tinnitus.
tinnitus.
Okay,
I'm blaming the tinnitus on everything. All right, let's see. Couple more.
Hey Lou, he didn't ask us.
I know he didn't ask
Oh,
us.
that's
No, we
right.
already
All
got-
right.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark.
I like to hear music. Well, my favorite
that's a
is
good
that,
answer. What about you, Lou?
I like music.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry. That's a
well,
good
my
answer.
favorite way is speakers. I just like sit in my music room. But second favorite is probably a car because that's the only time I get peaceful besides my music room. You drive and you listen. So
Yeah. What do we got here?
Lou,
you didn't tell us what you like.
can I ask? I'll give an answer.
Give an answer, Lou.
The car. But you know what I do with headphones at home? I listen to movies because I'm watching the TV. I'm like, I'm missing. I think I'm going deaf. I'm missing dialogue. It seems more immediate.
It's the way they're making them.
But I'm also, it's the way they make it. Also, you can hear all the other background stuff happening on the sides, the stereo pan.
You're right, Lou. I
love
thought
the
it was
car.
me, and I do have from the military and the whole thing, and
Well, yeah, you
have
do, sure.
hearing issues. But yeah, I've watched movies lately. I'm like, I used to be able to watch this shit, and I fucking understood what they were saying. Now it's like, I don't know, a lot of subtitles in my house.
Right?
I just kind of got used to
So Scott,
subtitles.
I
Yeah,
told you on Monday I was watching that old movie Emperor of the North with
great
Lee Marvin,
movie.
right?
Great.
And what I
fucking
liked about it was when they talked, you could hear them.
yeah.
It was coming out crystal clear, and you don't see that now.
Now it's shit. Like I put on my Bose, I got the 3-2-1 system, and nice and boomy and clear and crystal. But I don't know. My wife, she doesn't complain, but I don't know if she likes it as loud as I put it. So
She doesn't, trust me.
when my son and I went to see the Deadpool Wolverine, there were points where like, well, that's surround sound. I look at how many little speakers they got around the theater.
Yeah.
But it was. I said, this is the way to hear it.
There's an IMAX in Fort Lauderdale, Anthony. I don't know if you ever went to it. The IMAX in Fort Lauderdale. Fucking 60-foot screen, like 380 speakers. It's one of the biggest ones in the whole country. There's only like 2 other ones this size. It's fucking amazing to see a movie in there. And it's got that real stadium seating, like, you know, it's high because you got a 60-foot screen, right? And you walk up like that. But I'm telling you, man, when you sit in those seats and that shit starts kicking in, whew,
you're in there.
ain't nothing like it. That's a great movie experience right there. All right, let's see. Here we go. Couple more. Anthony, festivals or venues? Legendary venues. Would you rather go to a festival, like a really good music festival, or go to a nice venue, like a good theater or a good like Madison Square Garden, good venue?
Yeah, I'm more into a venue than a festival, but you know, just I also suffer from that. I'm looking for the exit sign.
Okay.
I really, it's the way
All
it
right.
is.
Mark?
I went to the second Woodstock in the 90s, early 90s, the one in Saugerties. And as much as I loved it, I got really nervous when everyone would get angry at the same time. Like, there's no bathrooms. And I was waiting for a riot. And I swore after that, I said, no more festivals. Venues. I'll go to a concert. One concert, go in for a few hours, you go home. That's
Yeah. Lou?
I think filthy, stinking hippies when you mention festival.
That's me.
It smells like taco seasoning.
I like venues.
A ripped army of mud people. No, I like venues. I like a nice venue.
Back in the day, I loved being in the mix. I'd be in that fucking mix.
Me
just
too.
Eating it up.
Don't touch me.
I loved being in that whole fucking chaotic scene. You know, I just liked it, man. Like Gwar. You go see fucking like Gwar and you jump in the pit just because you want to get the fucking blood on you. Like that was like coming out of a Gwar concert. It was literally like who had the most blood on them, the fake blood, you know? And it was just, I loved being in that whole fucking chaotic thing. I just fed off of it. So
Hey, Scotty,
a venue to me is a good venue, but I think it was more exciting to be in those type of situations.
Our oldest remaining sister, Lisa, in San Diego. Her and her husband went to see Gore probably 8 or 9 years ago and said it was transformational.
Oh, it's
And
fucking
she got
well.
They were in it.
The lead singer, Otis Urungus, he died. He died some time back. And they wanted to, he always said, I want a Viking funeral, like just send my body out on a boat. Why can't we do that? Like, why don't they let us do that? How fucking great of a send-off would that be? But they didn't. So what they did was he got cremated, and then they took his ashes, I believe, and put it in a boat and sent the boat out and just down the lake and lit it on fire or something.
I think that Grand Theft Parsons thing kind of ruined it, because if you got to steal the body and burn it, you got to really burn the body. Don't leave half of it charred.
Yeah. But the Gore concerts were fucking insane. Totally insane. And they had zero fucking filters. Like this milk carton, this dude comes out in a giant milk carton. It's like, have you seen me? And it's like a dead baby on the side of things. Like they did everything they could to just upset people, but we loved it. All right, let me see. Lou went to go to the bathroom. So, all right, here we go. One more, two more. Let me see. All right, Anthony, iconic frontmen or collaborative bands with like equal contributions? Which would be like the Eagles, I guess, right? Or, or somebody with just the lead singer.
What, like John Mayer?
No, like say the Rolling Stones with an iconic frontman, or because the Eagles like didn't have just a frontman. They had a couple of people singing songs. Actually, at one point, 3 people, maybe 4 singing songs, right? So that kind of band, or just straight frontman owning the stage.
3 Seconds to Mars. They were playing down here. I'm going to go frontman after this one.
All right, Mark.
It's tough because an iconic frontman, as long as the whole band is contributing, like the Stones and Zeppelin, I will go with that, because I grew up with Robert Plant ingrained into my mind, like that frontman. Aerosmith, right? And they all contributed. So I will go with that, but don't give me a band where the front man is everything, because that's a boring band, So I will go with front man.
What do you consider a front man a band where the front man is everything and boring?
You know what? The metal years in the 80s, there was the iconic front man, and they weren't really doing much. Yeah. Well, I used to be the biggest Priest fan in school, and I just can't get into him anymore. It's the same thing, retread over and over again.
How many of us knew he was gay going way back?
I knew it. I knew it back in the 70s or early 80s. I could see it.
Leather Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is one of my favorite questions, and I've asked this question in the past.
What was the previous question? I'm curious.
Yeah, you didn't ask Lou.
Oh, what do you like better? An iconic? Well, Lou got up to go to the bathroom. He missed a little bit of the class.
There was a cleanup on aisle 13, Scott.
I'm looking out for you, Lou.
Lou, a band with an iconic frontman or a band with collaborative singers? And I use say the Rolling Stones or like the Eagles, where there's like 3 lead singers.
The Beatles, the band. I'll go with the collaborative singers anytime.
The collaborative.
Absolutely.
Point.
Well, there are exceptions, of course. I always had a thing about frontmen that didn't play an instrument. I was like,
that's not easy to be. That's what makes them. That's what separates them from the rest of the bands. When you got that guy that can fucking like Scott Weiland, I'm telling you, Scott Weiland was one of the fucking greatest frontmen ever. That dude could control a fucking stage. Who's a great frontman? Shirley Manson from Garbage. Yes. I watched her just take control of everything. And that's a fucking lineup behind her. That lineup is no joke in Garbage. She fucking commands the stage. That's hard to do. To be able to just have that charisma that people follow you around. They just like every move you make. Scott Weiland could fucking control the stage. Just that's what makes a great frontman stand out from all the rest. Mm-hmm. Then you get these frontmen that just decided one day, like Bono, I want to play the guitar now because I don't like just standing there not playing.
Billy Joel too.
I just want to play the guitar now. And you see these guys, 4th album in, all of a sudden they're out there, they're up on stage, and you've seen them like 4 times, and they all of a sudden the dude's got a guitar, and you're like, to me that's.
It's like seeing watching Roger Daltrey play guitar. It's kind of weird,
right? Right.
I mean, he doesn't have to play guitar. I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
So I'd have to say a great front man. I'm just Yeah,
You know,
they're
what,
hard
like,
to find.
with REM. Perry played an early REM video from David Letterman show last week, and he was just like almost a wallflower. So you get to watch him become a great front guy.
Yeah.
Become.
And then you get the
you
guys.
have to be a performer. I mean,
you get the guys. This one in particular that just comes out, no one wears a Parker better than Liam Gallagher, and he said this. He did this purposefully, and that became his thing. He stood there with his hands behind his back, and he just sang. But the way he did it, it's the fucking coolest thing. How he kind of crafted that.
Yeah.
Very cocky, walk out with that kind of Conor McGregor walk, and then he just turn around and he just stand in front of the mic, but he fucking commands it. He commands your attention. That's not easy to do.
Right.
All right, here we go. Here's my question. Here's the final question. Anthony, would you rather see a legendary rock band in their prime or that same band when they were up and coming and on the rise, like say a U2
On the
at
rise.
the War album as opposed to the Zoo TV?
On the rise.
Yeah? Okay.
Our
Mark?
first concert right before Born Run came out, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. Mark?
As a guy that missed seeing Queen or Zeppelin, I was supposed to see Zeppelin on that last tour because my sister had tickets and Bonham had to fucking die. I would say in their prime because that's how I remember these bands. So I would love to have seen Zeppelin in their prime or Queen,
All right. Lou, older band or younger band? That's basically the question.
Because I've never seen it, I would love to have seen like certain bands on their way up. I worked for a guy. He saw the Beatles at the Cavern Club.
Whoa.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool.
See, okay, so that's the cool thing is say I saw them when they were young, right? But I've seen some bands when they were young, and I'll use U2 as an example. When they're young, and then when they're older. And when they're older, they're just better performers. They put on a better show. They're cleaner. Everything is neater. It's more tied in.
Well, it's like U2 learned to play their instruments as a band. They got together and they couldn't. They were a different kind of band.
Or
right, but I saw them during their early years. And
you
then
had
I
Bonham's
saw,
balls
I've
on
seen
your
them.
neck. I mean, tell that story again.
Yeah, well, I will tell that story.
You're gonna have Liam Gallagher's balls on your neck this year. I feel it. I know
I can only
coming.
hope. I can only hope that Liam Gallagher's balls are on the back of my neck.
And they smell like tobacco.
Hey, Anthony, one of these days when I go to the shop, I'll tell you the story about how I had Bono on my shoulders in front of a sold-out fucking auditorium. So,
there was no people. There was no people there.
Oh, well, according to Jack, 30 of us went, but 300 saw that happen. So,
didn't you find a picture of that?
There was never a picture found. No.
I thought you said there was.
No, it was like 82. So, yeah. Well, that's it for we had a lot of them today. ChatGPT did me good on this one.
Why don't you try and come up with your own next time? All right.
Because it's a fucking lot of thinking, and sometimes I don't want to do that.
So maybe I should help. I'll try to think of some.
Yeah, good luck with that. Come up. All right, how's that, Lucy? He just volunteered. Next week, Mark is going to have 15 at least. You make the calls.
Fuck me. Why
good luck thinking of these things. They're not as easy as you think. Because some of them come out too easy.
Do you like black or blue?
Yeah.
Do you like sunrise or sunset?
Yeah.
Sunset.
All right, what do we want to move on to? Anthony, if you want to stick around, we're probably going to talk about this Nick Cave album. If you don't, it's all up to you, buddy.
Nick Cage?
Here we go. Should I? You know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Right? Fucking penalty box for
penalty box.
Penalty box for fucking Anthony. What the? See that? See, I can only be nice. It's fucking under 90 minutes. I was very good at being nice.
Yeah,
now I'm hitting the 90-minute mark. I'm fucking done with it.
No, I think Anthony set a record the first time you were on the show. I never did. I didn't get put in the penalty box on my second show.
Well, because I wanted to keep you guys around. I didn't want to scare you away.
He's got the guitar
even though
out.
you knew it existed,
Is that a Strat? That's a Strat.
There we go. All right, Anthony, give us a solo and then see how that goes.
Put it away.
Then put it away. It sounds like a shitty Boys to Cult album.
Ooh. Sounds
On
good,
the
man.
phone. It's
It's not coming through.
it's not coming through. You know, that sounds like
He's-
fucking Primus.
He's playing.
Sounds like a Primus
It
album.
does. He's playing "Cities on Flame" by Louis Ciccio.
It's not coming through.
No.
Bow, bow, bow. Ba-da, 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 bow, bow, bow.
All right. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to this.
Wait, he disappeared.
No, he just shut himself off. Oh, here he goes. And he's back.
Thank you
again.
very much.
All right, buddy.
Thank you very much. Am I out of the penalty box?
You're out of the penalty box. Yes.
It's an honor.
All right. Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun. You're putting on a great show.
Thanks, man.
You're insane.
Well, your
Wait,
brother
wait,
and
don't
Rock were
leave
a
yet.
great addition. They brought and I tell them this in all honesty. I say it at the end of every show. I always thank them for their knowledge, for their contribution, but most of all for their friendship, because we've built a friendship, even though we've never met personally, like face to face. But these guys have brought this podcast to the next level. I knew it the first time I fucking had them on. I said, I told my wife when I was done, I go, these guys are fucking gold. They're gold. I said, they are going to bring this to the next level. And they did. And they still do.
We are fool's gold.
They've been on for 100 episodes, Anthony.
This is our 100th
That's
episode.
I
tonight.
can't believe that.
Last week, it was 100 episodes they've been on this podcast.
That didn't count because you
Every
were pissed off.
Thursday.
Well,
Yeah.
it's mostly been Thursdays. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
I know my
Nestor.
brother's got a steel trap up there.
He's the professor. Now, Anthony, I'm telling you right now, God forbid anything ever happens to the professor, right? He already told me, and I got it on tape, so you can't dispute this. I get his fucking notebooks. I don't care. I'll bring you to court. I got it on tape that he's going to give me his note. Lou, you promised them to me, right, Lou?
I did.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you
boy.
very much.
This
Thank
is-
you.
Hey, my word is
boy.
my word is
I
my
get
bond.
those notebooks.
Okay, Lou, you're now the substitute teacher. You're not the
Anthony gets the Telecaster.
Well, there you go.
Ooh, nice.
Beautiful.
Let's get
Wait,
away from this morbid
check it
conversation.
out.
By the way, I don't want
Anthony, Nestor, can you see the chats? There's a person up there that you know.
Oh,
I can't see him.
there it is.
I-
Aside
gotta
from the
look that-
beautiful Tiffany Van Hill,
There's Tiffany.
it's
Then
below
there's
the beautiful Tiffany. Yeah,
below is
It's
Perry
the
Dedovich.
AI Perry Dedovich, the AI. Yeah,
Yeah,
DLC
I'm on
warning,
an
zebra
Android right
warning.
now.
Right.
I'm running out of juice.
okay,
Perry Dedovich says BOC warning, zebra warning.
yeah, yeah.
Warning,
Nice,
warning.
Danger, Scott McLean, danger.
Anthony,
my
it's
AI.
great meeting you. I've heard a lot about you. It's great
Yes.
finally meeting you.
Hey
And
guys,
Anthony,
thank
you're
you
down
very
there.
much.
What days are you there? What days are you there?
Every day except for Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays until season picks up.
Okay,
And it is the highest quality. I work
It
in
is.
some of the best delis,
Yeah.
in Jersey and New York. This place, everything, the amount of food that's coming out of there is
Yeah.
astounding.
and it's not a big place either. It's not a big place, but it puts
It
out
is
some good
tiny.
stuff.
There has to be a pickle, please.
Fresh
Yeah.
mozzarella, broccoli rabe, sauteed spinach, marinated roasted.
I'm not a big
peppers.
broccoli Rob fan. Never was. I don't get it. I just
You
don't
got
get
your
it.
broccoli pots, you got your Heineken pots.
Weed.
Yeah.
But
A
yeah,
lot of
just real genuine good people, and I
Yeah.
need to stay with them.
There
you know,
you go.
Sal has done very well for me. I've been here less than 2 months, and shark infested waters, and I finally
Yeah.
feel at home. That's for sure.
Good. We'll hook up one night for dinner too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey Lou,
I think it's kind of weird that you're going to meet Scott before I do.
I know, right? I know.
right?
What we'll do is it maybe before that, but my new studio that I'm getting, I get the keys October 1st. I'm gonna start putting it together. We can hook up and then check it out and then go somewhere on Atlantic Ave and have dinner or something.
Any place but Vic and Angela's.
That's no problem there. No problem there.
Now,
Hey, Lou,
I
I was
got
on
fired
Kennecott
'cause
Road, and
You
they're
got fired,
talking about
why?
Boca. Let's talk about Parker Ridge.
I got fired because a guy OD'd and they had a Narcan him, and I leg swiped him and put a chair on him, and it was on camera.
There you go. You're fired.
Like, he was running $1 bill. Yeah, they're like, we're gonna let you go for a week. I'm like, nah, I can't deal with this. And the train
Yeah.
going by.
Yeah.
But guys,
yeah,
you're doing
no
a
doubt.
great job.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Absolutely.
Lou,
I appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on, man.
man. Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
There you go. Brotherly love. There you go. There you go. All right. The Van Halen brothers, everybody. The Van Halen brothers.
No, it's the
Venge
Caligula
Schmingy.
brothers.
All right. All right. All right. We'll talk to you later, Anthony.
See you, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Oh, there you have it.
Whoa.
There you have it.
Whoa. I
Just full of
finally met one of your
surprises.
siblings there. That's a
Yes.
huge
Yeah, you
one.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
You liked how the whole intro? I had it all set up with the emergency broadcast system.
That was weird. That was weird. I said, is Scott getting a hurricane somewhere out of nowhere?
Even Patty didn't understand what was going on. With it.
No. Remember the time you opened your door?
Yeah.
Oh,
In the-
that was the best.
The rain or something?
Wow. It was crazy out there.
I'm like,
Yeah, it was
with
like a
Lou,
Wizard
I'm
of
like,
Oz out there.
I think
yeah, it was
Scott got.
fucking lightning and
I think
thunder.
all we see is we see you do this. You know, it's like I think
Didn't it
we thought
disappear?
like a flying saucer got you or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's that Boca weather. Look at Patty said, nice to meet Anthony. Yeah. Tiffany says, hope you have a good evening. Give the horses some love for me. All right. She won't be at the farm tomorrow. Okay. All right. Always nice seeing the beautiful Tiffany. All right. So let's have a little conversation about Nick Cave, aka the posh prince of darkness, the gothic maestro, the king of the bad seeds, the caveman, lord of melancholy, the bard of despair, the velvet voice, the Mr. Red Right Hand, the dark poet, the crooning phantom, the noir troubadour, the lyrical alchemist, the deep cave, the gothic crooner, the midnight storyteller, the howling sage, the murder balladeer, which is true. He does great murder songs. Nobody does a fucking murder ballad better than Nick Cave.
He's got an
No
album
doubt.
called Murder Ballads, right?
Yes, the sorrowful shaman and the melodic mystic. I like personally the posh prince of darkness.
Yeah.
Nick Cave is, how do you describe his music, right? It's brooding, it's dark, it's very poetic, it's very, he, to me, is, I always say Morrissey is the greatest lyricist I've ever listened to. Just if you listen to the intelligence of his lyrics and how he crafts them. But Nick Cave he's just like a poet. The way he sings and talks better than anybody. But he has a good voice.
Mhm.
But that's his style. So he covers everything. Storytelling has a big range of styles that he can cover. He does a lot of religious and and blues. He goes deep into that.
Gospel,
Blues is really
like a gospel thing going.
He can be religious and so he just came out with his new album, right? And I told you guys to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Mad God.
Wild God.
Wild God, yeah. And Mark, what did you think of it?
I'm going to try not to talk too much because when I put it on, when I started listening to it, first of all, I was having a bad morning.
Oh.
I was like kind of anxious. I had anxiety. I put this thing on. I fuck you not when I say this. Back in 1984, when I put on the vinyl of the final cut, I had a feeling. I haven't had that feeling since until I listened to this.
Yeah.
It gave me the same feeling now. The reason the final cut was big to me was because it was about the soldiers, what happened in World War II. That was as much of a part of it. Now, I haven't had a chance to really dissect the lyrics, but I knew that from the music, he's singing some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And I also did a little, research, and He lost both sons, and so I brought that into it, right? He lost 2 sons, right?
Yeah,
And
he lost his. He wrote Skeleton Tree after his 15-year-old son in Skeleton Tree. I'll tell you about that one in a minute.
Yeah.
Son, what is it? He fell off
cliffs in Brighton.
Cliff, yeah,
in Brighton. That's
Steep
down
chalk
south of
cliff.
England. They said he was doing LSD.
He was
I
on
think.
acid, yeah, with a friend.
And I felt for Clapton when he lost his. This is like horrible, you know. And I've read that people consider what's that album, Skeleton Tree, the one after, and this one to be a trilogy. I don't know if that's true or not.
They have a very similar sound.
But yeah, and I immediately said this album to me, it's going to stick with me for the rest of my life, and I'm going to get into it more. I'm going to understand it more as time goes on. It's a fantastic album, and I wouldn't recommend it to everybody.
No,
but
it's he's very like he knows how to really go deep on you when you're listening to his music.
It's a
great album.
And
it reminded me of Skeleton Tree, but Skeleton Tree. There's a song on Skeleton Tree, and I know we're not talking about Skeleton Tree, but it's worth it. If you want to listen to a fucking really intense album, it's very melodic. It's very well done. It's well produced. It's great lyrics. He's deep. But that fucking album gutted me. Fucking gutted me, dude. Like literally. So I'm just going to bring this up. It's unfortunate, but it's part of my life. So 12 years ago today, I lost my first wife. And I didn't know, when Skeleton Tree came out, I didn't really listen to it at first. And you jump around from a musician or band to band. And I came across Skeleton Tree, and this song on there is called Girl in Amber. And he sang that when I went up in Boston, when I went up to see it with him just on the piano. And I fucking cried. I fucking cried during the show. Like, you know how fucking good you have to be to do that to somebody?
Yeah.
You know how talented and how fucking like just a step above everybody to fucking dig into somebody and just really hit them.
Yeah.
He's a fucking master.
Yeah.
At that. Listening to Skeleton Tree and also this Wild God. It was, for me, it was like a rite of passage because he hits you out of nowhere, but then he can change it up.
Yeah.
He can change it up and it's a different type of sound. It's a different music about a different thing. But I just think Nick Cave is a very underrated. He's never going to make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This album is good. It's pretty funny. He brought something full circle. On the song Wild God, he says, he went down to Jubilee Street to look for a girl, but she died in a bed flat in 93. That's going back to the song Jubilee Street. If you ever want to listen to that song. Jubilee Street is a fucking great song, right? And talks about this girl B, and it tells a story. Like, he's another one. He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
And he tells this story about Jubilee Street and this girl and this guy and the Russian mobs moving into town. It's just a really well-crafted song. So I like the fact that he came back on that. And then he kind of put it to rest. He said she died in 93.
It's like a universe. His songs become
he kind of finished it. Like, he didn't have to, right? Who does that? Like, who closes the door on another song? David Bowie did.
Yeah. Right before he died.
Ashes to Ashes, he closed the door on Major Tom.
The last album, right before he died, he was referencing that too.
Yeah.
Because if you see the video, you see Major Tom in the dirt on the moon, It's like,
so that's very rare. Lou, what did you think of the album?
It's the first
Wild God.
It's the first Nick Cave record I've listened to. I've heard a fair amount of his stuff interspersed, on the radio. I like his voice because I like those, there was a time in rock where I got tired of the higher pitched singers a lot of times. I said, where's someone with like a big booming baritone? where's that place in music? It's always like an opera, or other things, or in the folk realm. But here's a guy, edgier music, definitely on the alternative side. I said, it's funny, and I read a little, and I also on Spotify listened to it. Some of the songs were getting hung up on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
Toward the end, so I did hear most of the record though. It's very good. It's a beautiful record.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Perfect word.
It's emotional. He knows how to do it. And the Bad Seeds talk about a fucking talented band.
It's a good band. It's interesting. I read where this is one of his more joyful albums, and when I first started listening, I said, "Well, if this is joyful, like I'm really kind of like because I've never heard a whole album. I've heard cuts. What is a whole unjoyful album of him like? So I kind of imagine now."
Right.
Has he ever been compared to Bowie at all? Because I was hearing it, and not in a derivative way, but I was hearing something kind of Bowie-esque in his vocal delivery. But like I said, not a derivative thing, not like a copying or anything. But I heard something which I thought was good. I heard in some ways I heard a little Coldplay in there. Just some of the musical passages, something.
Well, I would think that he's been around much longer.
Not pop. Oh, not pop at all, though. I would say.
You know who I related him to in my mind, just because my mind's fucked up. I kind of thought of a Tom Waits feel on some of those songs.
That's a good comparison. That's a fair comparison.
Because maybe if someone said, can you recommend a Tom Waits album to me? I'll be like, no, I can't, because I have no idea if you're going to like it or not.
Yeah. Well, he's a piano player.
Yeah.
It's a whole different. It's a whole different approach. I mean, if you write from the piano and that's your main, it's. Tom Waits, you think that music wouldn't exist without being a
he
piano.
Did during the pandemic, Nick Cave had a great fucking series that he would put. I believe it was on YouTube. It was the Red Right Hand Diaries, right? And fans would write.
That's a website. Yeah.
And then he
I
made
was
it
reading
a website.
that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Like he was very interactive and he explained it. When he played this concert up in Boston, he actually explained some of the songs. Like it was just one of those things where nobody was saying a fucking word. That's, the way it was. And you just listened to him talk and someone would yell something out and he'd respond. Like he was pretty funny, but Nick Cave he's kind of an enigma. He's his own. Nobody does what he does.
Right.
The way he does it, and that's why he'll never be in the Rock Hall of Fame because his type of music isn't mainstream.
No.
It's not mainstream, but if you listen to it, you're like, damn. Like Mark sent me a text the other night saying, now you got me going down this Nick Cave rabbit hole.
Fuck you. I am going to go down that rabbit hole. And I ordered this album from Amazon and I am looking for, because me, I like 5.1. I would love to see if there's a 5.1 release because it would be fantastic. So I'm keeping my eyes open.
There's something, let me put this on for a second. Hold on 1 second here. Let's turn this on. This is my favorite song on this album. Oh, by the way, I got hit by YouTube with it was a copyright, but it's not a strike. It was only like banned in certain territories.
Copyright
when they
claim.
say territories, it's like, okay, like Puerto Rico or Patty Yassi. Yeah, listen to Skeleton Tree or his latest album, Wild Gods. But this is my favorite song on the album. Let's see. Wild God. Here we go. I just love this song. Frogs.
Yeah.
That's Scott. That's my favorite song. That's the one I kept hanging up. I getting hung up on, but very good song.
So I'm gonna get nailed for this, but I don't care.
No, because we put a lot of work into the show. Don't nail it. Come on. Think of us, Scott. Think of us.
Just love this fucking song, man.
He really sounds like Bowie right there.
So crushed his brother's head in with the boulder. Like he's like him and Morrissey. They can go in these weird fucking places, man.
Yeah.
So this is a joyful record.
This is a joyful record. Yeah. Well,
and you know what, Lou? Steve Wilson's Joyful Record was about a woman that was found dead in her apartment 2 years after she died. That was his Joyful Record. So there you go. You know?
There's a concept record.
Yeah, it was a concept album.
Yeah, so I thought this was a great album. I mean, they're all it's to me, it's
epic.
I can listen to every song on this album.
It's
Just like Skeleton Tree, I can listen to every song.
I agree. And Scott, right off the top, said I've never heard a whole album of his. I liked every song. Going. It's interesting. Well, it was recorded at Brad Pitt's recording studio.
Was Provence. It really?
Yeah, they recorded at Miraval in Provence, in France.
Oh,
wow!
And the guy in his band, what's his name? Martin, Ellis or Warren Ellis?
Yeah, Warren Ellis. Yeah,
Warren Ellis.
Oh, that guy is a fucking genius.
Yeah, he's one of those. He plays every instrument.
Yeah, he's a genius with the long gray beard.
Yeah.
They're on tour right now in Europe, so I'm sure that they're going to come to the States.
Cool.
I would recommend going to see them.
If he comes here, my son had been listening to him last year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mention the new record if he hasn't heard it. But if they come, I'm looking for a good show to take him to. Like some of the stuff here in Nashville, I don't think he might not like.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I was thinking, there's a Steely Dan tribute band.
Right.
They're a little too showy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's what it. But I think if you've seen Nick Cave, he would definitely enjoy that.
So, as I've said before, nobody in music, in any genre of music, says motherfucker better than Nick Cave. You got to go watch on YouTube. All right. If you're listening to this, when you get a chance, watch on YouTube from it's live. What was that? What's the place in Texas that they do those concerts from? Live from
Austin City Limits.
Austin City Limits, yeah. Watch his performance of Stagger Lee on Austin City Limits. What a performance. And again, nobody says motherfucker better than Nick Cave. Not even me. And I love those words.
What about Samuel L. Jackson?
Nick Cave, just the way he says motherfucker is just like in that song, nobody can fucking beat it. Nobody can beat it. But that's a good Samuel Jackson is a good one. I'll give you that. But watch Stagger Lee.
You're not doing it in song though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Nick Cave in this album. I just popped it on and I was surprised that it's on Spotify.
Yeah, it is.
It's a new album, so they must have paid him for that. They must have paid him a lot for that. Because usually when an album gets released, right?
Yeah.
I think they would be losing money if they just released it on Spotify for free.
Well, it came out because it came out August 30th.
Right.
So it's not been out that long.
No. And so with that,
Spotify could pay him too. I mean, he's not a high grossing artist, I would think, he's got a tour.
He has that cult following where he sells out wherever he goes.
Right. He probably plays bigger theaters.
Yeah. He's not playing arenas, no. But I don't think his music is designed for arenas either.
No.
I think he has played here at the Orange Peel, which is not.
That's where Steve Wilson played, Lou.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
The Circle Jerks were here not too long ago.
There you go. Hey, Mark, I told him, go watch the video when you get a chance of Stagger Lee on Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from Austin City Limits.
He was on Austin City Limits?
Yeah, no one says motherfucker better than Nick Cave. And prove me wrong after you watch the video. Come back next week and tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny.
Although Lou did say Samuel L. Jackson, but I said Nick Cave, just at least the best in music, he says motherfucker better than anybody.
It's funny when you texted me and Lou and you said, listen to this album and do an album review. And I started, then my son came up and he's like, I said, hey, Scott told me to listen to Nick Cave, his new album. And what do you think Anthony said?
It's a great album.
No, he didn't hear it. He says, oh, the guy that does the Peaky Blinders title.
There you go. Red Right Hand. Yeah. Red Right Hand.
So, he's like, he's going to get into it. He's going to listen.
Which is a great video too. Fucking bizarre video. Yeah, but it's a great video.
26 years old. 26 years old. He knew him,
Yeah.
So.
Great fucking song too. Great song. I was a little apprehensive at first when I heard, you see Peaky Blinders takes right after World War I, which by the way, they're making a movie too.
Good.
They're in the process. They're going to start filming this month, actually.
Nice.
To finish it off. But you hear this like current version, this current music in the post World War One.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this worked. And then one season they had PJ Harvey sing it. They had when those two used to date, by the way.
Yeah.
And I love PJ Harvey.
Yeah.
Love PJ Harvey. Talk about another artist who doesn't get enough recognition, but they stay over, I think, in Europe.
You know what? When you have a good, loyal following, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but Steve Wilson, he'll come to this country and tour, and he knows that he could play the Capitol Theater in Portchester and sell it out. You are making, all right, money is not the number one, but you're making a living. You can tour.
Yeah.
You could pay your musicians and make money. Maybe that's better than being a big arena act, because when you're a big arena act, you're always having to top yourself. You always have to come up with the next big thing. But if you're that band that plays the smaller theaters and your fans love you, you're set.
And Nick Cave comes out every show. He's got a fucking suit on.
I see.
Right?
He's
just
cool.
that smooth motherfucker. He's like a more intelligent Robert Palmer.
He reminds me of
who always was very meticulously dressed.
Yeah.
And Nick Cave just comes out with the suit, with the big white collar, and he just hair slicked back. He's just got that look too. He's got this really fucking evil look, kind of.
Well, remember that bass player for Huey Lewis? That's
pale.
who he reminds me of.
He looks really white.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. No. Huey Lewis had that bass player with the slick back hair.
Yes, he did. Hair. Yeah, that was Cipollina. They could be brothers, actually.
Yeah. Well,
they're very pale. They're extremely white.
So yeah, I think we all agree that it's a good album. It's a good
listen.
album.
Another thing I'll say I like about it is that just like Final Cut and Roger Waters amused to death, every song, even though they're not the same, every song is a unique universe. Every song is unique. And I will never get tired of it for that reason. And I'll always return to it and listen to it in one session. That's an album that demands to be listened to. Like Dark Side of the Moon. It's just, it's incredible. And thank you for finally turning me on to him, because I didn't listen to him.
Yeah, and it's just again, you listen to those albums and you listen to it, and you're like, damn, like where was this fucking guy? Like where was I when this guy broke? He started with the band in Australia called Birthday Party, and then he kind of broke off from there, and he had a good career in the 80s into the 90s.
Well, he played the Greenwich Village a lot. All those, you see Nick Cave in some of the bigger clubs, but in the 80s, it was like almost being a local artist in a lot of ways.
I remember seeing him in the Village Voice. Yeah, the Village Voice. It was always Nick Cave. That's where I knew him from.
The Bad Seeds,
yeah. And I researched him this week, and I was reading up on his statements, and I actually love his statements on religion. I love that he observes it, and there's a reason. And he says, he says, don't throw out the old traditions. I kind of get what he's saying. Like, I really can. I like what he says. He also turned me on to a new podcast because I was reading his, what was that called? The Red Right Hand Diet. He recommended a podcast of two guys from England that talk about history. Because someone said, do you ever wonder if you'll be on the wrong side of history? And he said, well, there's a podcast you got to listen to. These two guys talk about historical things from what we thought, and they kind of change it around. Like maybe it didn't happen that way. So I like
storytelling.
That. Yeah.
Storytelling. History is storytelling.
Yeah.
The thing about Nick Cave is it's intelligent music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It really is intelligent music.
It is. Yeah.
Intelligent listeners will get it. And I'm not putting anybody down that might not like it, because it's a different genre. It's a different style. But lyrically, there's listeners are on different levels. We're on a different level than the average listener, right?
Yeah.
This is part of our life. This is
music is
blood.
our DNA.
Yeah,
it's our DNA. Yeah.
And so we will kind of look at music a little different than the average listener, right? And we'll analyze it and we'll break it down, and we'll, this is why I don't like this, or, like we've all done it during this at one point in time in the last 100 episodes, and I've done it over 150. Like you pull something out and you're like, yeah, but this part of the song, the way they do this, and then someone like, oh shit, yeah. Or this is why this is what I like about it, and it's maybe a little nuance about the song, that you don't really catch. People don't really catch.
Yeah.
You guys have done it 100 times to me with, that drum solo in the break. And that's shit that I never would catch, but now I do.
Perry and Lou have caused me to listen to Bread again. I didn't appreciate them. And
Bread?
a bunch of pop bands. Yeah, Bread.
You just
they talked
fucked
about
up
them.
a great show. Bread? This was a great fucking show. At 1 hour and 59 minutes, you got to bring up Bread.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bread.
Bread and razor blades is what I'm going to fucking say.
It's funny. You hear a band for years.
No.
You hear a band for years. You don't really listen to them.
Stop it. You know what?
And
this motherfucker, he's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's going to get it. This motherfucker gets a penalty box. He's going to get it. That's what he wanted. That's what he got.
You want to see Keith Emerson's crotch there?
Yeah, then you're in the penalty box too. Now it's just me on the screen. Me in my beautiful studio. Yes, much better than Bread and fucking Emerson, Lake and Palmer with disco tight pants on. What the fuck? Anyway, I'll bring them back. There we go. All right. Yeah, you both looking for it at the same time. That's a rare occasion, but I got both of you motherfuckers.
There was a little teamwork there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Well, all right, gentlemen, let's try to tighten this up. I'm going to do a real quick Passover of this
It's
day.
Passover? Oh shit! I didn't know.
What's that?
It's Passover.
Oh, Jesus. You're lucky I'm on my laptop right now. You would have been in the box.
No, I'm lucky I'm not on last week. You would have just.
Oh, so check this out. September 5th, 2024. This is today.
Oh, shit.
I've never seen this before.
What happened?
Like they updated. The UK competition regulator launched an investigation into the sale of Oasis tickets, including the use of dynamic pricing. The Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, was investigating whether ticket selling platform Ticketmaster breached consumer protection law external. Dynamic pricing meant that on Ticketmaster, where tickets to the reunion tour were originally sold, prices rose in line with demand.
Yeah. Dynamic ticket pricing just gives Ticketmaster the scalper's prices.
But by the time people get into the queue, it's $300.
Bullshit.
In January last year, Ticketmaster apologized to Taylor Swift and her fans during a U.S. Senate hearing. Well, guess what? They're not going to get away with it now.
Nah,
They can't apologize twice.
Right.
Doing
And
the same
3
thing.
times it happened with Bruce Springsteen, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. Fuck Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
when a ticket goes from $100 to $300, why is it legal? Because Ticketmaster's getting the money, but it's illegal if a scalper gets the money.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah. We're getting fucked, the listeners.
On this day in 2021, Ricky Reynolds, you know who Ricky Reynolds is? Died at the age of 72. Founding member of Black Oak, Arkansas.
David Lee Roth's band.
Black Rock, Arkansas.
What was their big?
Didn't they sing?
Jim Dandy to the rescue. That one?
Yeah, one of those. Didn't they? Black Oak, Arkansas. They smoked. Let me see.
Jim Dandy was.
They had another one too. They had another one.
It wasn't smoke.
I always get them confused with like Brownsville Station and
Smoking in the Boys Room,
Ram-a-Lam, and
it's got that kind of boogie. It's kind of boogie.
Yeah,
boogie beat.
70s. Look at. And on this day in 2016, an asteroid was named after Freddie Mercury.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh. Who's this guy? On this day in 2012, singer-songwriter Joe South, who had hits in the 60s and 70s, including Games People Play, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, and I Never Promised You a Rose Garden, died at the age of 72.
Right? Yeah.
On this day in 2008, a study of more than 36,000 people from around the world concluded that musical tastes and personality types were closely related.
Of course.
On this day in 2006, the Arctic Monkeys won this year's UK Mercury Prize for the album Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not.
My son-in-law's favorite band, right below Oasis.
Yeah.
My son loves that band too.
Yeah. Let's see. On this day in 2002, Heather Mills, McCartney's second wife, accepted $50,000 liable damages from the Sunday Mirror. The paper suggested that Mills acted dishonestly over the cash collected for an earthquake appeal. One of those deals. That's what happened with what's the name? Wyclef Jean from the Fugees.
Ooh.
He did this whole thing about Haiti and the fundraising and when they had the earthquake, and well, he got caught, I think, and scamming some of that money.
You know, it was bad. He was Haitian. Yeah.
And that's what the problem was. Yeah.
Yeah.
This day in 1998, Aerosmith scored their first U.S. #1 single with the Diane Warren written song, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Oh, God.
I know. This day in 1998, Manic Street Preachers scored their first #1 UK song. On this day in 1994, Oasis appeared at the Hacienda in Manchester to celebrate the launch of their debut album, Definitely Maybe. Great album.
Yeah.
There was 3 people that did a fucking brilliant picture that they posted on X. They redid the cover of Definitely Maybe, right? With one of them laying on the floor, one looking out the window, and the other one up in the back. And they had like 5 computer screens with the fucking Q from Ticketmaster on the screens. 5.
That's great.
It was fucking brilliant. On this day in 1987, Ian Astbury of The Cult was arrested after a show in Vancouver ended in a riot. Staff claimed at the concert claimed that they were assaulted by Astbury, who spent the night in local jail cells. On this day in 1981, Stevie Nicks went to #1 in the U.S. album chart with
Belladonna.
There you go.
Great album.
On this day in 1981, Soft Cell went #1 in the UK single with Tainted Love. The song was first recorded by Gloria Jones in 1964. And, well, Gloria Jones, her little claim to fame is she became Mark Bolan's girlfriend and was the driver of the car that crashed and killed him.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Yep.
So she
On
was a
this day in
Kennedy.
1976, Leonard Skinner guitarist Gary Rosington was seriously injured in a car crash in Florida.
Yeah.
He had a Ford Torino and hit an oak tree. Oak tree, you're in my way.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Too
he
much
was
smoke
drunk.
and too much coke. Look what's going on around you. And
Can
it
I-
says while under the influence of alcohol and other drugs. Yeah.
Can I briefly go back? I'm a slow thinker.
Yeah.
It just sunk into my mind. All of Aerosmith that we grew up with, that we loved,
They wrote their own songs.
right? They didn't get their first #1 until
Right.
that fucking
Until
song.
somebody else wrote a song.
But the real, all right, I'm not.
But
You know
how
where
many
I'm
how
going.
many #1s did the Rolling Stones actually have? If you think about the giant catalog of music, they didn't have a lot of #1s either.
That's a
Yeah.
good.
Led
That's
Zeppelin didn't
Good
have a
question.
lot of #1s.
No.
It's a different chart.
So,
It's a different.
Yeah, when you're
Led Zeppelin ever
class-
have a #1?
No,
they-
not in the U.S.
But when
Not
you're
in
a
the
classic
US, no.
rock fan, that's your world. You think it's all #1, and then when you look at the pop charts, you realize no, it was always kind of
Yeah.
an outlier. You know,
On this day in 1970, Janis Joplin started his recording sessions, recording a version of the
Fuck you.
Kris Kristofferson and Fred Foster song "Me and Bobby McGee."
leave her alone.
Joplin, who was a lover and friend of Kristofferson's from the beginning of his
I didn't know he was
career
gay.
to his death, topped the U.S. singles charts with the #1 song. After his death, making the song the second posthumous #1 single in U.S. history. After sitting on the dock of the bay, yeah,
So
that
in honor
dude,
of
you know,
Janice, I'm going to
dude.
make a ponytail.
the dude was overrated, if you ask me. That dude.
Jesus. It was Ozzy Osbourne. I'm telling you.
I've been using that same joke for like 3 years now, and it still works. It still works. That's a good joke. On this day in 1968, on their first ever visit to the UK, the Doors appeared on Top of the Pops, performing.
What
song
year
do
was
you
this?
think?
What year was it?
68.
Touch me.
I thought Touch Me, but that was 69.
Oh.
68. Waiting for the Sun.
Nope. Hello, I love
love
you.
you.
Won't you
Okay.
tell me your name?
Waiting for the Sun was 70, I think.
On this day in
Waiting for the
1967,
Sun.
working at Abbey Road Studios, the Beatles began recording John Lennon's new song, I Am the Walrus, recording 16 takes of the basic backing track.
I love
That's
Oasis.
not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
16 in the studio is
Yeah.
not a lot.
I love the Oasis version of that song. It's
Yeah.
fucking fabulous. It's great.
On this day in 1966, John Lennon started work on his role as Private Gripweed in the film How I Won the War.
Yep.
Mm.
On this day in 65, the Rolling Stones recorded their 8th single, Get Off of My Cloud, at RCA Studios in Hollywood. The song peaked at #1 on the US and UK charts. So there you go. They did have a number
they had a
one.
number
The
one.
Stones did. They had, yeah. On this day in 65, Sonny and Cher made their first live UK appearance. On this day in 64, the Animals started a 3-week run at #1 with one of the greatest songs ever, House of the Rising Sun. Someone's microphone just got unplugged.
No. That was me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's see. All right, birthdays today. Brad Wilk, for the drummer from Rage Against the Machine, born in
Oh.
'68.
That
Let's
was
see.
that was Will Ferrell. No,
No,
was that?
no. That's the dude from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay, yeah,
not Brad Wilk.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, born in this day in 1951, Jamie Oldacre. Oldacre.
Great drummer.
Played on Eric Clapton's 461 Boulevard. Yep. He also played with Leon Russell, Bob Seger, Ace Frehley, Peter Frampton, recorded with artists like the Bee Gees, Stephen Stills, the Bellamy Brothers. He died in 2020 at 68. Born in this day in 49, Dave Clepson, the guitarist for Humble Pie. Let's see. Mel Collins. You know who Mel Collins is?
No.
Born this day in 47. British saxophonist and flutist, session musician. Played sax solo with the Rolling Stones' Miss You. Also worked with King Crimson, Camel, Alan Parsons Project, 10cc, Clenard, Eric Clapton, Bad Company, Dire Straits, Roger Waters, Jerry Rafferty, Tears for Fears, and others. See, that's
wow.
That's a studio musician right there.
Yeah.
Born in this day in 1946, Buddy Miles. Buddy Miles born. Born in this day in 1946, Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
Yeah. Born this day in 45, the year of the cat. Time passages. Buy me a ticket on the last train home tonight. That motherfucker. That took me decades to figure that out. That fucking Time Passages is the exact same formula as Year of the Cat.
Yeah.
If you listen to them one after the other,
yeah,
fucking brilliant move. He disguised it perfectly, but I finally figured that out. I always said there's something about that song. Like, what am I missing? It's the same fucking format as Year of the Cat.
So Rick Emmett from Triumph said, when you copy someone else, it's called plagiarism. When you copy yourself, it's called style. And
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. Let's see. John Stewart, born on this day in 1939. He wrote the Monkees hit Daydream Believer and When the Lights Go Down in the California Town, people are in for the evening. Jump into my car and I'm gonna go far. Yeah.
He jumps into his.
That came out. Yeah.
He jumps into his car, then he throws in his guitar.
Then he
after he jumps in the car.
Yeah.
So he leans out. It's like a convertible. He leans over the window and just.
Evidently, he had a weird fucking history. Like if you look at,
he was in the Kingston Trio.
Yeah, but there's something about his life. Like it's really fucking like he was this really strange character. Like I remember reading something on it going, this dude's an interesting cat. Like he was known, like in the industry, maybe not to listeners, but he was known to like inside the industry. Yeah, kind of. I'm gonna look him up again, but from what I remember, it's kind of a strange dude. And let me see. Finally, born this day in 1934, American singer-songwriter Beverly Ross. She wrote "Lollipop, Lollipop."
Oh, great song!
Or "The Girl of My Best Friend."
Do you
Judy's
know
Turn
what?
to Cry, and yeah,
Judy's
Lollipop.
Turn to Cry. Judy's Turn to Cry.
Lollipop will always bring me back to Stand By Me. The movie.
Everybody knows it from that. Our whole generation knows it from that. We've
River
heard
Phoenix.
it like in other things, but that's one of those songs that sticks.
You want to see a
that
dead body?
scene. Yeah,
Want to see a dead body?
sticks to that scene.
Looney LaChance. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, that's it. We're done. Great show. Went by fast. It was great to have Anthony on.
Yeah,
Definitely added a little flavor to the show.
Surprise.
Yeah. I'm glad we could catch you off guard, Lou. See?
Oh, yeah,
He's
we
not
did.
the only one that can pull this shit off. See?
It's been happening a lot.
Lou, you were magically subdued tonight when Anthony came on. I remarked on that. It was like you're very magically subdued.
Well, you know, it's funny. Well, I wasn't expecting it, but when he first came on, it was dark. It was a silhouette. So I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, oh no, that's my brother. But at first, you weren't sure what it was.
Yeah,
it was because you got his iPhone frame.
Yeah,
he was in silhouette.
All right, Patty Ozzie said, great show, guys. Thanks for all the info. Nice meeting your brother, Lou. Have a nice rest of your week, Scott, Lou, and Mark. Yes. Yes.
You guys know that the Rolling Stones had 8 number ones.
8. What was their last one? Miss You?
Well, let's see, because it's got let's see. No. Honky Tonk Woman 69.
Wow. So
wow.
That was an abrupt ending
They
right
peaked
there.
early.
They peaked early because all their great shit came after that. Like some of their greatest shit came after that.
It's all over now. Little Red Rooster. That's interesting. The Last Time, Satisfaction, Get Off My Cloud, Paint It Black, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
And just think of all the great shit that came after, and it wasn't. That just shows you how the industry fucking warps.
Sticky
shit.
Fingers came after.
Yeah, so did Some Girls and
also
Tattoo
shows
You.
how great the album music was, though.
Yeah.
You know,
those are those albums you could listen to the whole fucking thing.
No, they weren't predicated on singles. It was, you know, if the singles came out of there, beautiful. But no,
Some Girls is one of those beginning to end.
Yeah,
you know.
That's the last great Stones record. No, I would say Voodoo Lounge.
Voodoo Lounge is a very good,
great album. And then after that, there was a couple of good ones, but I think I thought that was a great album. Voodoo Lounge. I saw them at the Rose Bowl do that, and they actually played "Sympathy for the Devil," so I got to see that. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Anyways, gentlemen, like I always say, thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for making this show better. But most of all, I always say thank you for your friendship. I truly, truly appreciate it. It is funny that I'm going to meet Anthony before I meet Lou.
that's so weird.
Not much. Me and Anthony become best buddies. And next thing you know, Anthony's sitting in the top left corner.
Yeah, right. I know. Right.
That'll never happen, Lou. Don't you worry, buddy.
Okay.
You guys
could
are
he
safe.
be if me or Lou need to take a day off, maybe he could be the fill-in.
He could sub.
That would be interesting.
But you got to get him a microphone.
He's a little more raw than Lou is. He's a little more raw. Lou is more reserved and well thought. Anthony's reactional. It's very reactional.
Lou's the professor.
Like you ask him a question and he makes the face. Doesn't even think about the like what the fuck?
So
just asking a question, Anthony. Just asking a question.
I told you how he pranked me, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
You did, but repeat it.
We years ago we created these cartoon superhero characters for us, and it was Garbage Man and Nestor. Although Garbage Man had been done, I didn't know it was. Anyway, this thing was just the thing we went on and on and on. We just created this stuff in our minds, and there's backstories to all the characters. Anyway, it's an in-joke with him and I. So one day I'm walking into work, some woman comes out. She goes, "Excuse me, do you have a brother named Nestor?" I'm like, "Well, no." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Who told?" I said, "Who are you talking to?" And then she got weird. So I said, she goes, "I met your brother in Florida." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Excellent. Well,
and he went to my elementary school. That's
there
amazing.
You go.
Yeah,
he had Mr. Limer. He had Mr. Limer as a teacher.
I gotta say, guys, if I was ever to edit this show, that whole section would have been cut out.
Scott.
Nope. I'm not getting into your fucking school days again.
Scott,
this is not a fucking Steely Dan song. This is not my old school days.
Let me just tell you one thing. You saw
you.
Sleepers, right? You saw Sleepers?
Yes.
Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
Mr. Limer was Kevin Bacon. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Can I move on? Like closing? No.
I listened to you and Jack talk about Boston, and I loved it. Come on. I love.
You're talking about German teachers in a fucking Lutheran school. What the fuck?
Booned. That's what it was.
Easy now.
That's what it was, though.
Buddy.
That's what that was, man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
All right. Well,
I'm saying that as a beta male.
Here we go again. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Canceled. If you liked it, share it. If you didn't, thanks for listening for 2 hours and 18 minutes and watching in Patty's case. And I swear we are the best entertainment for her the whole week.
I love it.
I do believe, because people that watch this they say it's very entertaining.
Well, that's whatever.
And it's funny, and it is better than what's on fucking network TV. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure.
It certainly is.
That's for sure.
This is better than the fucking than the what's it called? The Queen Latifah stole the whole show. What was the name of the show that she stole? That they redid it and put her in the spot. The Equalizer.
The Equalizer.
Yeah.
Even after the movies?
Yeah, then they
Yeah,
put her
Denzel
on this
Washington.
network TV. She's the equalizer. Like, yeah, okay.
It's
All right,
bad.
I'm done with this.
It's corny.
Not that I
corny.
ever watched it, but the best equalizer was the original one, the British dude in the 80s. That
Edward
was the
Woodward.
best. Yes, that was.
I
the
like
best.
Denzel.
That was a
I
great
watched
show.
that religiously.
Yeah.
The movies are good. Denzel's good in the movie. No
Yeah.
I
doubt.
never saw that one from
But
the 80s.
The TV
saw it.
show for
It was
its time
good. It was really
fucking
good.
great. It was
Yeah.
done really good.
You look
Yeah.
like my dad. I told you. You
Yeah.
look like my father.
Okay.
With an English accent.
Then
Yeah,
I'm just gonna every time I see him now, I'm gonna think of porno theaters. See.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll be back next week. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about, but
We'll decide the day of the show, like we
as
always
we
do.
always do now.
Look how well we acquitted ourselves.
But Mark didn't get to. Let's. You know what? Bring some articles. Bring a couple of
Oh,
music.
really
articles.
quick. Brian May from Queen had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
okay. But that was what I was going to bring. There's a couple others. I'll bring them next week.
Thanks for
That's-
bringing the
that's
fucking
big.
show
Yeah, really,
down,
man.
Right.
Thanks for fucking shitting on
It's a
the show right
fucking-
at the very end.
Bring down
Yeah.
Bunner, man.
What the fuck, Mark?
Oh,
We were just about to end on a high note.
I am Alan Rickman for a
You-
reason.
well, I mean, you just fucking.
I
killed
call
it.
my own
You
You
answering
killed the
machine.
vibe, dude. You killed the vibe. Now I got to blow my candle out.
I was going to stay up. I'm just going to go to bed now.
Fuck that. Like, what the fuck?
I'm
dude?
just
All right,
going to
goodbye,
drink.
Everybody.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I already
Well,
did.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
lay
know
down.
if we'll be back next week. We got to
Wow.
go. Goodbye.
Wow.
Goodbye.